Boom! Happy Wednesday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Got to tell you, man, I really appreciate the people that have shown up this week. It's kind of I don't want to say a dead week. There's stuff to talk about, but, it's kind of a reset for Padres fans, certainly. It's been an interesting first half, but thanks, everyone, for being here. I asked Benny yesterday, what the chat numbers look like? He said, look normal. So thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it very much. We'll do our very best to entertain you, which is what we live to do. I'm Woodsy. Kyle is back. Good morning, buddy. Yep. How are you?
I'm great. A little rough morning.
You said you were feeling it today.
I was, and then I had about half of my energy drink. And
okay.
Now I'm back to normal.
What do you got over there? Celsius?
Costco branded energy.
Like Ben's young son. Look at you.
Hey, it's cheaper.
You're gonna fit.
Why pay more when you don't have to?
You're gonna fit right in here.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, yeah. Right in here. Rough day in that, like, yesterday was hard. Yesterday was tough. It was long. There's not a ton to talk about. You were,
little spaced at the end there.
It's all right. It happens. It happens to us every single day. But so did you sleep well?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the hardest part is, like, I woke up and I felt like I slept so well.
That's tough,
like,
too.
Conked out, like the little rough scratch in the back of your throat. Like, oh, I slept so good.
That's good. That's really good. That doesn't happen to me very much.
But then my eyes were like, oh, I just want to
lay in bed.
Yeah,
reach over.
It's tough getting good sleep knowing you have to get up really, really early. You're almost always hyper aware. Is my alarm about to go off?
Yeah.
Because it's still, if you know that, hey, it's not light yet, I can keep sleeping. But when you know the alarm goes off in pitch darkness, you never know really how close it is. And I get up at least once every night, reach over and kind of pray. I hope it's not 4 minutes to my alarm. I hope I've got another hour and a half still, but I don't really know what it's going to say when I reach over to the phone.
I almost have to, like, force myself not to look, because it's like, oh man, I don't want to even think about if I have another hour or 30 minutes. Like,
I woke up at 12:54 and was like, and then looked, I was like, I still got like 4 hours. So 3 hours. I went back to sleep. I had the worst nightmares of all time. Trevor Hoffman was involved. He was out to get me. I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
Because he is out to get you.
Well, he was like prime or like
no, current. Okay. Yeah, he and a couple other guys I know were setting me up for something. And there was guns involved. It was very, very dark. And I woke up this morning in a full panic at 3 a.m. and then kind of meditated for a while till fell back asleep for 30 minutes, woke up and came to work. Benjamin Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Good morning to you, Benjamin.
Good morning. Sevens in our chat says, yo, no hotties today. Well, that's your perspective.
I'm right here.
There's three hotties sitting right in front of you.
Literally right in front of you.
Sevens. But I did want to thank, again, Tolly and Ava for coming in yesterday.
They were awesome.
They were the talk of the town, it sounded like. Certainly when I went to work after the show was over, everybody was like, oh, I heard the girls on with you. They sounded great.
They did so
show.
well.
They did really, really well. And I do want to thank them again for spending 4 hours on their day off coming in and doing a silly little radio show with us. Yeah,
we got Julian Del Gaudio coming in today. We got the great Darren Smith coming in tomorrow. He's going to come in at about 7. And stay all the way through to the round, through the round table, which is going to be great.
I was thinking after watching the All-Star Game last night, on a week like this, maybe we need more musical acts in between breaks and bits, because the game last night had like 5 live musical performances during a baseball game. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life.
Back in.
Wait till Paulie gets here. Yeah, for sure. It's I would love. I mean, obviously, the bigger the better. For me is how I operate.
Do this, and we'll have Boys to Men come in for a little set, and we'll do another segment. Take on Woods.
You want to go get the guitar?
We can do that.
I can play us in and out, whatever you want, man. I can do anything you like. But so how's everybody feeling? I'm up against it a little bit.
I'm okay. I had to go to the dermatologist yesterday.
Oh yeah, how'd it go? I meant to text you about it. Sorry.
It's fine. I went like it always goes.
You're very moldy.
Disrobe.
Okay.
Put on that paper gown, which I hate, that opens in the back.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable.
It's very scratchy and uncomfortable. And then the doctor comes in with her assistant as well, her magnifying glass. They've got an iPad filled with previous pictures of me, just like the worst possible pictures of my skin.
Booty, rocking
There's
everywhere.
pictures of my booty. There's pictures of everything, so they can compare if any of the moles have changed.
Right.
And invariably, as she goes through this process that takes 20 or 30 minutes examining my arms, my legs, my back, my stomach, my chest, my shoulders, my head, she will find 3 or 4 things that she's like, that might have changed a little bit. Let's take that off. So I think yesterday it was 4, a couple from my back. And then there was one right on my chin.
I thought that was a zit.
Well, she wanted to take it off. She just changed a little bit. She wanted to get it biopsied. So, I'll find out in a week.
Wait,
but
she cut that yesterday?
she sliced it off. So
How does that feel?
It hurts.
no, they numb it up with a little, there's a little, sting as they numb it up.
Yeah.
And then she just shaves it off and sends it off to the lab for analysis.
Yeah.
I said, okay, the ones on the back, absolutely, get rid of them. I am going in to do television, the one on the face. Is that going to be a problem? She says, no, I'll take just a very small bit off, put a Band-Aid. By the time you get to work, you'll be fine. You take it off, you cover it up with a little bit of makeup, you should be good. So, okay, fine. She takes it off, puts the Band-Aid on. I drive to work. And when I get to work, I look in the mirror. There's just blood like pouring
Very
out
cool.
of my face.
Very,
Like, okay,
very cool.
That's not great. So I had to clean it all up, put another Band-Aid on. Eventually it did stop bleeding and I was able to cover it up with a little makeup as I did my my hits last night on Channel 10. So
And somewhere there is a test tube full of your mole shavings that she is sending off to
and
the
in about
mole
a week,
shaving
I will
lab.
get, hopefully a call that goes, everything turned out fine, everything's benign, or you'll kind of stress and get the other phone call going, yeah, there may be an issue, and then we have to go in for more removal.
More
Deeper
mole-
removal.
The
Yeah.
deeper removal is what hurts.
That's
I
what
got
you
one
wanna-
off my back,
Yeah.
and oh my god, I was like, buddy, you're good. And it was like he was doing it with
Digging on in.
with like a buck knife. This is how it felt. I hated it every second. I need to get back. I haven't gone in like a couple of years. I'm fairly moly. But so you're nothing major.
Nothing major. She had the one on back here. She said,
Why don't she just
looks a
cut
little-
all these off?
well, that would take hours, I think.
Put me under and slice every one that
look
you're
at
concerned
my
about.
arms. There's like, it's like a constellation of stars.
But put me literally
That's me with freckles.
put me under. Freckles won't kill you though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? These suckers moles are something to be worried about. Put me under, cut off all the moles that you are concerned about on my body. I will wake up, take some Vicodin and recover. I'll be fine. Like it's because I wouldn't want to do this and then have to go through that panic every time of waiting for that call, and because it's a big deal. It's serious. You have to like sunscreen. Is it just
like
there's
any
nothing you can do?
dermatologist, she recommends, as little sun as possible.
Right.
That's definitely part of the, always use sunscreen when you go out. Get that recommendation every single time. But I go twice a year, so I've already got my next 2 appointments scheduled. And that way, if something does change, they catch it real fast before it turns into anything serious that can, spread throughout your body. If you know what I mean.
I was meant to text you to see how it went, and I totally
It's fine.
spaced. Probably because I spent my day. I was just doing. It's chore week. with the kids gone. My wife has a long list of things that she.
Can you not get chores done when the kids are home, or
It's much easier.
These are better chores.
No, it's more of like, let's get everything dialed in before they get home.
Right.
It's pantry clean out, fridge clean out, closet clean
A lot
out.
of people would say it's fun week when the kids are gone.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun
Right.
while the kids are away. But
No.
you are doing chore week.
Yeah,
while
it's
the kids
chore
are gone.
week. It's I'm going to set a bunch of appointments, and you need to be at home from 1 to 4, which is for me. I'm like, okay, no problem. I can do that. Guy walked in yesterday to fix the dryer, and he knocked on the door, and he was, very fit, looked like a man. He had like dirty jeans on, dirty work. He's a man, and I'm there in my Vuori joggers and watching the World Cup. And he came in to look at the dryer, which is doing the thing where it shakes like, right? It's imbalanced.
Yeah, right.
So
The drum has gotten off a little bit.
yeah,
so
it's actually the suspension rod in my dryer that's jacked up. So he goes, I'm like, I'll be in my office. The game's on. Feel free to watch it. Whatever you need, let me know. So I walk into my office, and I'm playing with my baseball cards. And all of a sudden he walks in and he's got 2 big rods in his hand. And he goes, so here's what happened.
Trying to explain
it to me. And here's me. My eyes just glaze over. And I just start going, yep, sure. Like you on the phone. I'm just, yeah, sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. Great. He's like, see this one? I'm like, mm-hmm. He goes, here, feel these springs. Oh, yeah, they're loose. See, feel this one. Oh, yeah, those are tight. He goes, so I need to put this one in. I tried to, but it's too big. I'm going to have to order a part and come back. And I go, okay, no problem. What am I supposed to say at that point? I said, can we use our dryer? He goes, yeah, you can use it. Just don't go crazy till I get it fixed. No problem. So then I text the missus, all proud of myself because I handled it. She goes, whoa. I gave him the model number. He should have known what pieces to order. I go, whoa. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm literally just relaying this guy's message to you. I don't know. I didn't have the foggiest idea of what he's talking about. I didn't even know those things were in our dryer. I don't know how you got to them. I don't know where you find them. I don't know how you install them or take them out. I've never seen them before. And I just go, I'm sorry that this is happening, but he's going to come back and he's going to fix it at some point. But he had the wrong size suspension rod. And so I did that. I cleaned out my closet, took out the garbage. I made dinner. I made delicious 1-pan chicken and potatoes that was phenomenal.
Oh, nice.
Phenomenal.
Sauce of any sort?
A little bit of garlic, a little bit of butter,
okay.
A little bit of salt and pepper, and drizzle it over the potatoes.
Nice and simple.
And then the chicken, I just do a little garlic salt, and you shove it in 400 for about 35 minutes. And it was fun. The roasted potatoes were so good. I used an old baking sheet. Old, like it's been around forever. And I thought those things lasted forever. No, most of the aluminum from it has now baked into the potatoes.
It's well seasoned.
It's flaking. And so the potatoes all had like a little aluminum ring on it. So it was really good, probably very healthy for us. You mix that in with the diarrhea parasite that's going around right now. So it's great.
That brings me to something that I wanted to mention as well. You knew your repairman was coming over. You said they knocked at the door. That's fine. I believe nowadays that there is no worse sound than the unexpected knock on the door. Is it ever something good? Like if you don't know someone's coming over already and you hear a knock at the door. Oh, wow, Kyle, you're fast now.
Hold on quickly. Sorry.
Yeah,
it was the washer. It's not the dryer. That's what I meant.
All right. Good work.
He did not inspect the dryer. He did inspect
the washer.
The washer's on the right. The dryer's on the left. Yeah, it was the washer.
The washer's the one that fills up with water.
I'm fully aware of this.
The dryer.
I'm just trying to remember. I'm trying to remember where he was leaned into. Yeah, it was the washer. It was the washer. Sorry. Sorry. I just panicked. She's in the chat right now. It was the washer.
But it's almost like the most stressful sound. And I got home last night. I'm watching the All-Star Game, not expecting anything at all. And I get knock at the door.
Terrifying.
Dog goes crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so have no idea who it's going to be. It's stressful now. I'm walking to the door, and you have to, like, steel yourself because you don't know what you are facing. Is it a neighbor? Is it
the police?
No joy in my life. It could be anything. And it's like the worst 10 seconds of your day as you're walking to the door, having no idea who just knocked. And the dog is barking, and I'm trying to hold it back. Hold the dog back. The dog wants to get out and just scream at someone who would have the temerity to knock at our door at 7:00 in the evening. So open it. Regular looking guy is there, polo shirt. So I push the dog back in. I walk outside so I can stand. He is walking around the neighborhood trying to sell his farmer's vegetable boxes.
Okay.
Oh my God. I have nothing against, farmer vegetable boxes. But right now,
it's a good point.
In the current climate, that has to be the worst door-to-door sales job in America at the moment.
No question.
When we are bombarded in the news saying there are some sort of vegetables out there.
Most produce
that
right
are
now.
Causing
run through you.
Yes.
Unbelievable explosive diarrhea.
Explosive, like sending you to the hospital,
Right.
potentially diarrhea.
Cyclosporiasis or whatever it's called. Bacteria, whatever, amoeba, something is in the vegetables.
All right, so I need you to give. So he knocks on the door. I need you to give me his pitch. What was his pitch?
His
to
pitch
you?
was very short. He said, "I am, we've got a monthly vegetable box. I've got some samples here. You can
He's a
sign
neighbor?
up." And I think he's just with a local Encinitas farm or something, and will deliver fresh vegetables to you once a month. It's not a bad idea.
It's a great
I've done
idea.
this actually before in the past when we were cooking a little more at home. I'm rarely home, not for dinner a lot. I certainly am not able to cook very often. So I had a quick excuse, but that's his pitch. It's fine. Normally I'd say it's kind of interesting. Right now though, vegetables of a unknown origin at this point, they're definitely not going to be something that I'm interested in signing up for right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat a lot of vegetables anyway, so I'm in the clear. I've seen a lot of people be like,
"You're eating carrots."
Yeah, carrots. That's it. I mean, really, it's carrots and potatoes. And potatoes aren't even a vegetable.
I don't know.
And a little
I've
bit
heard
of some
lettuces
green beans
are the ones maybe we should be worried about, but no one really knows.
Now, am I good with my blueberries and blackberries?
Maybe not.
I washed them. They said this stuff is impervious to washing. What do you do?
And I was listening to a doctor do a report on ABC, and they said, when you get food poisoning, generally it's pretty fast. Like a day or two, you'll think back, oh, that's probably what I ate. You have an idea often what caused it. Says with this, it's like 2 weeks. No one remembers.
Wait, really?
What
it's
they
2 weeks from now?
Mm-hmm.
So I could be on a plane to Hawaii and
if you had it now.
Who farted?
Worse than that. So no one really remembers an entire okay, can you tell me what you had from 13 to 18 days ago to eat? Go, Woods. Tell me what you had to eat 17 days ago.
Oh, that's easy. Ground beef and rice.
So,
ground beef and rice. No veggies.
Did you have? No one can remember. So it's very hard to actually trace the origin. People can get it in a certain area, people from here eat vegetables, but no one remembers which vegetables they had 2 to 3 weeks ago.
J-Man says, send them my way. It's the mass-produced and bagged stuff out there that's dirty, not a local dude's produce. I don't think they know.
I think it's imported because it's something that comes from hot weather, so it's probably something from the south coming up, but it sounds like they don't really know for sure.
Just parasites lurking around. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I just know I'm going to get it.
So I did not buy the
Carlos says start a food log.
A food log.
Yeah, a lot of people log their food. I get over it quickly logging my food. I'm just trying to hit my protein goal every day, and I know I can do it, so I don't need to log it. You log it for a while, so then you don't have to.
Create
Does that
your
make
habits,
sense? Yeah.
Now it's just normal.
But then for this, I mean, what's that going to do? You're laying in the hospital going, yeah, it's because of these blueberries I ate. What are you going to do? I guess it helps them trace it back to whatever, but
yes, that's what they're trying to do right now.
I'm laying there with diarrhea. What do I care? I'm laying there with violent diarrhea in the hospital. Well, everyone be careful out there. Yeah, eat fewer vegetables, I think is
it's the moral of the
story. Of said story. Man, do you have a no soliciting on your door?
I do not.
We don't either.
I do, and I still get knocks.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of knocks. A lot. And it's like
I have the do not call on my phone. It doesn't work at all whatsoever.
I had a couple of there's a couple of neighbor kids that come by, and a couple of the girls down the street come. They were, hey, we're raising money for dog food or something. Here's $25. Thank you. I'll just pay you.
You're better than I.
It's the magazine sellers. It's like, hey man, I'm trying to make money for this, and I'm going to sell. You can get outdoor magazine and this magazine for. I'm like, I don't want any magazines. Here's $10. I will give them $10 to go away. Just put this as in your fund. You don't have to sell. I don't want anything. I don't sign me up for anything. Here's $10. Please walk away.
There's just so little nowadays.
Should I leave a jar outside of just $10 and $5 bills? Help yourself. Just
all
don't knock.
I do is I look through the peephole. I'm like, I'm going to pretend no one's here.
They know you're there.
They know you're here. They can hear you.
It doesn't matter.
They know you're there.
I'm not opening the door if I don't know.
That's fair, I guess. I mean, what are they going to do? Just stand out there?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was in college? And, I'm not a big marijuana guy. I never really have been. But for whatever reason.
Everybody must get stoned.
For whatever reason, on a Friday afternoon after class, I fired up like a joint with a buddy. It was smoked weed. And then he left. So I was sitting cross-legged on my floor in an apartment building where it was pretty communal. Doors would be open and unlocked and whatever. So I left my door kind of open and I'm sitting on the floor playing video games. And I hear, I said, come in. And it was two Jehovah's Witnesses girls, and they were both super cute. But I was so
such a Woods comment.
I was so I've never heard that. I've never heard that drop ever. So I was sitting and I was so stoned. I let them give me their whole spiel. I'll never forget it. They sat on my bed. It was such a studio apartment.
Yeah.
They sat on my bed, and I sat cross-legged in front of them, high as I could be, just nodding along, be like, okay, all right, sounds good. They were like so attractive, I didn't want to kick them out because I've seen that movie before. So I was like, you never know. Sometimes you know. But it was one of the two. And I told my friends they didn't believe me. I was like, you guys, I swear to God, it was – I didn't imagine it and hallucinate. I was just sitting there cross-legged going, all right, okay. Oh, all right. That makes sense. And let them give me their whole spiel. And they're like, we'll be on our way. It's like 30 minutes.
When you go onto your websites, do you ever search Jehovah's?
I do not. No, I do not. That was a great drop in though, Kyle. That made that story. Let's take a break. Talk some All-Star game. Some World Cup was crazy.
It wasn't the greatest All-Star game in history, but there certainly are some things we can discuss. Got to see Mason Miller for one out. Did what he always does with the one out.
Wasn't mad at it.
No, I wasn't either, actually. I was thinking, I wonder if Woods is actually happy with Dave Roberts for one brief moment in time with his usage of Mason Miller.
I was.
We will talk about that. We will set the menu for the Wednesday edition of Ben and Woods. Again, we'll have Julian Del Gaudio from Fox 5 joining us coming up at the top of the hour. Broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, I'm really enjoying my drive in every day, Benjamin, in my brand new Ford F-150 from Sedano Ford. And again, it's so weird. Like I've always been an SUV guy. Having a truck has been such a game changer for me. It was time. It was time to upgrade my ride. They will take care of you down at Sedano Ford right now. It is their sensational summer sale spectacular. It's
alliteration.
$1 down showdown going on all month long at Sedano Ford in La Mesa. You can drive home in the bold 2026 Ford Bronco Sport Big Ben, packed with premium pathfinding capability, a tech-loaded interior, tracking terrain power for just $1 down and only $401 a month. If you need a tough truck like I got, finally, Lisa Fierce, full-size 2026 Ford F-150 STX, legendary vehicle. Honestly, it rides like a dream. I never knew that a truck could be so comfortable. It's got plenty of room. It's just incredible. I'm so happy with it. And that is $1 down, just $459 a month. Ask about their absolute 0% financing on select models paired with 0 payments for 90 days, 0 for 90. These fantastic, fast-moving Ford offers won't last forever. More details can be found, of course, at SedanoFord.com. That's SedanoFord.com. Don't forget to tell them that Woodsy sent you down there, SedanoFord.com.
This hour on Better What's brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Here's what we got coming up on Ben and Woods. We will talk some baseball here. The All-Star Game last night was not the most scintillating of All-Star games.
Enjoyed it. My wife said it was more. I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. I always think it's awesome, though. I do. I think that everybody wanted more runs and stuff, but I really enjoy watching those pitchers carve guys up. I really do, and it lends itself to a good discussion about where the game is right now. Because again, if you're looking at the lineups, the guys coming up, he's hitting Mike Trout. I think it was like, it's good to see Mike Trout back. I think he's batting like 238 with 11 home runs, something. I can't remember who it was, but you're looking at it going, guy's hitting 238, 11 home runs. It just, for me, I don't look at it as hitting has gotten worse. I look at it as pitching has gotten so much better. And you look at guys, every guy they brought in was just like, good God, filthy back foot sliders and exploding splitters and 99 miles an hour heat. Like, I'm just blown away by the pitching. In fact, my hot sports opinion this morning is that they may need to move the mound back at least 6 inches. Let's just, no more 60 feet, 6 inches. Let's go 61 feet because it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous how hard these guys throw.
And
counterpoint,
game was kind of boring.
I loved it.
I agree.
Nothing really happened.
I loved it.
In the game.
The pitchers were fantastic. That's what happened.
It's easier when you can go just one inning and then show.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
but it was so cool. Who's the guy from the Guardians? Cade Smith. Good, sweet Lord. Imagine trying to hit that guy. I mean, they're making some of the best hitters on the planet look so pedestrian, and it's crazy. And it gives me sympathy for the hitters. Hitting is so hard already, and now you got these guys in there that are tunneling, and their pitch shapes are like nothing that anyone's ever seen. I don't know, man. I enjoyed it because I love watching good pitching. We haven't gotten to see a lot of it this year here in San Diego. Not a ton.
We're used to seeing more of it, I think, especially starters, that we haven't gotten a ton of those crisp performances. So.
Josh said they moved the mound back in the Atlantic League, and it didn't change the numbers. Interesting. I mean, the Atlantic League is certainly not the big leagues. Better hitters, right? Better pitchers, though. They will find a way to adapt. Pitching just seems so far ahead of where hitting is right now.
I wonder if they've given it enough time, though, because I would think that a pitcher throwing from further away would also mess with the hitter's timing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the ball is taking a little longer to get there.
Yeah,
it may take hitters
the break is
more
different.
Time to adjust, but once they do, they will have that extra split second to react and ultimately would be better. But you might have to slog through a year or two until the hitters are used to it, seeing the ball come from another 6 inches or a foot further away. I don't. If you did change the dimensions,
I just don't know how. I think about this all the time. I just don't know how hitting is going to catch up with pitching. I just don't know how. They have all the different, there's drive line. There's all these, qualified. They can measure every biomechanical move. The bat is different. I just don't know how it catches up. How do you catch up to 104.5? And how do you catch up to some of the tight sliders and sweepers and guys throwing 7 different pitches for strikes? Dylan Cease, man, unloading his whole arsenal last night. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Sure.
It was absolutely
he can't
fantastic.
do that in a normal game. He wants to, hold things back for future innings. But in an all-star game,
so fun.
Yeah,
he can unload.
Joe Davis was show me the curveball.
He ruined it for me, as he always does. So, and John Smoltz doesn't make it any better. That's their A team. So that's what you get. But I thought it was, I don't know, there's 2 ways to look at it. If you ask me, Ben, if I watch a college football game, right? I love Notre Dame. If they go out and win a game 3-0, was that a great game? No, it's not. I like touchdowns. I like offense. I like them moving the ball. I don't like punting. But I love the chess match of a low-scoring game.
I'll tell you what. I don't disagree with you, but there was something in particular about last night's game that I thought made it less entertaining for everybody, and we'll get to that coming up. At 7 o'clock, we will be joined by our all-star for the day on All-Star Week, Julian Del Gaudio from Fox 5, who's been part of their local World Cup coverage all month.
Crushing it.
With our Darren Smith, who's going to be in tomorrow, but we'll talk about yesterday's surprising 2-0 win for Spain over France. I mean, everyone saw how dominant France was this entire tournament. Spain just handled them. I mean, handled them
like no problem.
No problem at all.
Out of the shoot, as soon as it kicked off, I go, oh my God, man, France is they're going to dominate this game. Spain couldn't get it out. They could not get it out of their half. And I watched that, and then all of a sudden, man, you get that first one, and you're like, oh boy. And then they took that third one away, which would have been insane. But yeah, they had nothing. They couldn't get anything going. And what they say, the keeper for
Spain had nothing to do.
He had nothing to do.
Didn't face a shot on goal until the last couple of minutes of the match.
He had like 2 shots on goal.
And it felt over by then.
It was
and
incredible.
then we've got the second World Cup semifinal coming up at noon today. I read about this. I didn't really realize it. I guess didn't know my history that well, especially when it came to soccer. But Mark Ziegler wrote about it in the UT. England and Argentina hate each other.
Really?
Hate each other. Goes back to like the Falkland Islands War.
I remember that war.
Do you?
No, I don't.
1980s.
Was it in the 80s?
Yeah. Argentina said Falkland Islands are ours. It's like off the coast of Argentina. Yeah. They went and claimed it, and England brought their entire navy
as usual.
A lot of people died, and they've had a history of animosity, and they've had some really gnarly matchups in international soccer and World Cups in the past as well. Woo! Hand of God, Diego Maradona.
Oh yeah.
Some of the history that goes back for these two. I mean, they have extra security in Atlanta for keep fans apart between England and Argentina for the game today. So all of a sudden I'm even more interested than I already was, but we got that coming up at noon today. 7:20 we'll have Don't Do This. 7:35 we'll bring back another first half highlight. Ben and Woods' first half of 2026. Kind of a no joy in my life moment that we had on the air from earlier in the year.
My favorite.
8 o'clock hour, we'll play some Take on Woods, try to qualify someone for Las Vegas. We'll still have Julian in. We'll talk more about Major League Baseball's latest proposal when it comes to, we're talking finances, but this new one about mandating
so weird
that Major League Baseball players, if chosen, have to play in the Olympics in 2028.
It's so weird. It came off as such weird,
and if they don't, they will be punished.
They'll be punished. Yeah, this is
severely.
I've seen this story before, many years ago. It's very, very odd to me.
So we'll discuss that, and then 9 o'clock hour, we'll have our World Cup report and another first half highlight. This time it'll be Woods in the spotlight. Had an awkward moment with one of his little leaguers earlier this year. Yes. So we'll bring back some
of
my
favorites.
Favorite moments from the first half of the year, all coming up. We'll start with some baseball talk from the All-Star Game last night. Baseball coverage on 97.3 The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. And we'll get to the All-Star Game right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's your latest traffic update.
San Diego, our big backup is the 805 northbound. We have brake lights to 15 northbound from a 2-car crash at the 8 interchange. I'm Fonseca with San Diego traffic.
This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Before your next summer.
So if you arrived late for the All-Star Game yesterday, you missed almost all of the offense, which happened in the top of the first inning against hometown starter Christopher Sanchez.
So tough, man.
Just mostly had a little trouble finding the strike zone, walked a couple of guys, loaded the bases, 2 outs, came down to Cody Bellinger. Nice at-bat, just a regular single up the middle.
Hard single, lefty-lefty.
Scored 2 runs. Probably no one at the time thought, well, there's your MVP of the All-Star Game right there. But that was the moment, and we didn't even realize that it was happening, that was going to kind of be the moment of the game. Ben Rice added another regular single up the middle right after that to make it 3-0. And that was pretty much the game. And as you said, Woods, there was a lot of good pitching after that. And I appreciate good pitching. I do like it. If you're going to have a game like that, though, I wish there were some moments like National League, low to the bases and had a chance to tie it.
Yeah.
There just was no moment where it ever felt like the game was going to change or turn. It just got locked into American League's up 3-0. And that's what the game was the entire time, other than a Miguel Vargas solo home run to add one.
That thing.
Yeah, he did hit that one a mile. It was the only extra base hit of the entire game.
Yep.
The rest of it was just singles. The National League got only 3 hits the entire time. They put the best National League offensive players in a lineup, came up with 3 singles in the entire game. So maybe we're too hard on the San Diego Padres offense at times.
Poor managing, I think, is probably
not a lot of good offense out there. So in that sense, like if it was 1-0 the whole game and you're like, hey, any pitch, any at bat could turn this thing. You got to watch and dial yourself in. But when it was 3-0 and the National League never really rallied, never put multiple guys on or threatened.
So Dave didn't get them ready to play. He didn't get them. He didn't motivate them in the clubhouse before the game.
Dave did have a huge dilemma though in the first inning.
Huge dilemma in my opinion.
When the pitch count was climbing, Christopher Sanchez getting over 30 pitches.
Yeah.
And he was basically going, now what do I do? Because he only had, I believe, 9 pitchers that were available for the game.
There were more
guys
pitchers.
Like Logan Webb, Chris Sale. They were no-goes. His own Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And they weren't replaced by other guys on the roster. So he knew he needed to get basically an inning out of everybody. And if you take one guy out early, it's like a chain of dominoes. Now, all of a sudden, you've brought someone else in early. That changes the next guy. The next guy, he's got to come up with an entirely different plan. Throw out the pitching plan that he had and come up with an entirely new one on the fly. And it came down to the 8th batter of that inning. And he was like, should I go out there? They were thinking Riley O'Brien could come in and maybe finish that inning. He looked at Don Mattingly and goes, his own manager, Christopher Sanchez, and said, can he face one more? And Don said, yeah, he's got one more.
Yep.
Fortunately for Dave, struck out Riley Green to end the inning, and he was able to manage it. But they could have run out of pitching after like 7 or 8 innings had they not gotten Christopher Sanchez all the way through that first inning.
I wonder if you could even do this, but Robert Stock last night tweeted, do you want more runs and fewer hit by pitches in All-Star Game? Only let pitchers face opposite-handed batters. Because, you saw lefty come in for Max Muncy, right? Like, is there a way to do that to where, yeah, man, you're going to have a better opportunity against a right-hander? Not guaranteed, certainly, but the lefty-lefty matchups, you saw righty-righty. Junior Caminero wore one on the pinky.
Like have pitchers come back in and back and forth? Like in one inning, you've got a guy who faces the righties and a guy who faces lefties.
So you go lefty, I'm starting a righty. And then you go righty, I'm going to a lefty. And it's something the managers could see if they could work. Listen, with all the analytics and computers that they use now, I don't think it'd be that hard to figure it out. But it did make a little bit of sense for me because it is an exhibition game. What you can't have is guys go, up and in. Couple up and in pitches last night. Obviously, the big one with Junior Caminero getting hit. I thought it was a lot worse in real time than it turned out to be. It looked like it was just the pinky. Not that the pinky's not important, but man, when he laid on the ground and then got up and ran into down the tunnel, man, my heart stopped because Rays fans were tweeting, that's it for us. Just like we would if it was Tatis and
he's
somebody
on my fantasy team. And I was like, oh no, there goes my season.
There goes my season. He's such an important piece of that offense and that organization. You hate to see that. I felt terrible for Riley O'Brien to let that sinker kind of get away. And boy, those sinkers too, when they don't sink and they ride
arm
up.
Side
oh
ride,
my God, dude. It's like the scariest thing ever.
Yeah, x-rays were negative, but I don't know that means he's completely out of the woods. You don't always see everything right away.
Luckily, he's got a few days.
Hopefully he's absolutely going to be okay. Yeah, again, the Miguel Vargas home run off a Dodger. Not that Justin Robleski was bad. I think he struck out 5 guys, and he went 2 innings. The only guy who went more to help Dave Roberts get to the finish line. But he did give up the home run to Miguel Vargas. And then we saw Mason Miller for the one batter in the 9th inning, struck out Munetaka Murakami.
Yeah, nasty. Dude.
Just all fastballs. Didn't even break out a slider, which I love to see as well.
Yeah.
Like, We don't need spin.
Yeah, just by you the whole time.
Just show what you can do. It was a great performance. Dave came out, took him out. I thought for a second, does Mason Miller want to stay in? Then you saw the big smile on his face. Like, he seemed very happy with how he was used in the game. So didn't mind that at all. The National League overall struck out 15 times, and I think they only had 32 plate appearances, like 2 walks, 3 singles, and 27 outs. So that was a lot. I mean, almost 50% of the time they were striking out in that game yesterday against the American League. They had a little more pitching too. They had 11 guys, I think, that came in available. That helped out John Schneider a little bit. With Dave Roberts, I think, had less pitching available.
It did make me sad that more of our guys weren't in it, right? And I kept thinking about
more of our current guys.
There was plenty of
our
ex-Padres
guys
Holy
in the game.
Smokes.
Every time you looked up,
that was it.
I remember him on the Padres.
Oh, yeah.
I remember him on the Padres.
I mean, what's the list?
So there were 7 former Padres in the game. Felt like more. But in the last 3 years, there has been, I think it's 24 former Padres, not including the current Padres who've been on the teams the last 3 years, which they've had until this year at least. Like 3, 5, 3. I mean, lots of All-Stars that were on the Padres, lots of former All-Stars. And it brought up the conversation that, yes, the Padres are very good at finding talented baseball players in many different ways, because not every, All-Star was someone who the Padres drafted. Sometimes it was someone they traded for, like a Juan Soto, or sometimes it was someone they signed out of Japan, like a Nick Martinez, or someone they pulled off a scrap heap, like Michael Wacha. They found talent everywhere and brought it into the San Diego Padres. And a lot of those guys blossomed while they were with the Padres. You can't keep everybody.
Right.
That's how baseball rosters work. You can't keep everybody all the time. And I don't necessarily think that's a failing of AJ Preller that he didn't keep every single one of those All-Stars, multiple years. You can't. Most of those guys have gotten more expensive as they've gone on to other places. Is there a couple that I would have liked to have seen stick around? Sure, absolutely. But, this is why I have been firmly in the keep AJ Preller camp. Other teams you don't see this many All-Stars around the league from other teams.
Yeah, but
the Padres do it.
I'm not trying to build other teams' all-star rosters.
No, but if you want to find someone who knows how to find talent, isn't that the most important part of the job?
Well, I mean, he traded for a lot of that talent,
right? But you have to identify the guys you're trading for too.
Sure,
they weren't all stars before they traded. Nick Martinez certainly wasn't. An all-star before he acquired him.
No,
Michael Wacha wasn't an all-star before he signed him as a free agent, and then they blossomed.
It's funny. I got a text from my buddy Corb last night that said, because everybody always talks about, man, imagine the Padres with X, 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 and X on it, right? And he goes, imagine the Nationals, that if they had James Wood, because they had Kyle Schwarber for a minute too, Bryce Harper, Soto, Max Scherzer, and Trey Turner still. And I go, hey, that's a nice, fresh perspective, because the Nationals had to, they had to let a lot of that talent go as well. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I got bummed last night. Again, you see some of the numbers, and knowing every team has to have a representative. I kept thinking of Manny. If Manny had 12 more bleeders, 13 more bleeders in the first half, he's in.
True.
He's in. He's an all-star.
19 home runs.
Yeah. 55 RBI right now, or whatever. He's like, you get 12 more. Some of those balls you scorched, find holes early in the season. You're not hitting 206 or whatever. You're hitting 230. And which would totally get you in with 19
better than
homers.
Mike Trout.
Yeah, 100%.
Numbers better than a lot of those guys that were in that game.
No question. So yeah, man, and I think it's it was jarring though to look up every time you looked up. You're like, oh my god, we had this guy. Oh my god, and again, yeah, it's been cool seeing some of those guys come through here. But then you look at kind of what we have now and what we've been left with, and you're like, whew. It's going to be a tough road ahead for the Padres. Now, I did see the stat that came out.
I think the Padres still have a lot of talent.
They do. They absolutely do.
Are they having a great season? No, but I don't think that the players have lost the talent, or AJ has misidentified who has raw talent on his team. They're not having a very good year, but I don't think that just dooms them forever. Like, any guy who had a bad first half is never going to have good seasons or put up good numbers again.
That's a blanket
I think they've got really great arms in the bullpen. They've got talented guys in their lineup who are not swinging the bat terrifically so far this season, but I think there's still good bets going forward for most of them. Everyone was ready to give up on Manny a month ago. He's been on fire. He's had one of the best OPSs in the National League over the last month. Still good players in there. Xander Bogaerts is probably never going to be an All-Star again. That would be my guess. I would be surprised if he made another All-Star game. You want to knock AJ for that. If you want to knock Peter for that, go ahead. Probably not a smart signing. Okay, let's move on for that. I think a lot of the other guys on this team remain really solid baseball players.
Yeah, I mean, there's some big holes, though. I did see the stat that came out yesterday. I think we have the second or third easiest strength of schedule.
27th hardest or whatever.
Something
so
like that.
Easiest the rest of the way.
And so, again, you look at that and it does give you that little glimmer of hope. Then again, it also puts that pressure on you as a player where you're like, all right, man, like the excuse train is over. We got to get after it. And they got to get after it in a big, big way. But, it's going to come back down to the starting pitching. And you look at the guys that are going to be running out there in the second half, barring a miracle. It's not looking super great. And I think, did we talk to Craig on Friday?
I believe it is a Craig Stammer week.
Well, I mean,
Paulie will know when he gets back.
So I think, you have to ask him, how many games left in the regular season for the San Diego Padres?
66.
66 games, man. It's got to be game 7-ish. It's got to be balls to the wall. You don't have a choice. Like you really, really, you have to put up gaudy.
Sure.
You have to put up gaudy numbers. So how difficult is it going to be to run those guys out there all with 5, 6, 7 ERAs, knowing you have weapons in the bullpen that you really don't want to burn through, but you kind of have to.
And you have to play well right out of the chute.
Right
so
out of the
chute.
chute.
Then take advantage of the easier schedule.
Correct.
Because other teams that are not in it will get worse. You can get better, or it can go the other way. You get off to a slow start, you trade guys away, it won't matter. Padres will have a dismal second half.
Bill says, I can see them losing 2 out of 3 to the Royals this weekend. 100%. It's baseball. Anything can happen.
And that might be it. It might. If and that might be over. That might be it. All right, special guest is here. I'm going to go get Julian. We'll come back. Hour number 2. Benno Woods next on 97.3 The Fan.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Wrapping up our All-Star talk. American League has now won 11 of the last 13 All-Star games. National League used to dominate.
Yep.
Now the American League has swung the balance of power. Even though if you look at the standings, the National League's having a much better year, Woods, overall in terms of, the Padres would be a playoff team in the American League right now. They're obviously like 3.5 games back out.
You're going to drive yourself mad with this American League bit.
It's just a comparison.
But we're not in the American League. We're never going to be.
No, but then the American League teams would also, like the Twins, would be way back in the race, but they're a playoff team in the American League.
I know.
It matters what league you're in.
It matters what league you're in, but it doesn't matter to say, boy, if we were only in the Central.
I didn't say if we were only. I'm just comparing the two leagues. They're very different this year.
It doesn't matter. There's no bearing on the Padres 500 record. And boy, I wish we were in Cleveland, but we're not. We are in the NL West, the juggernaut.
How can you think it's not relevant?
It's not relevant. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter.
What your conversation right now? How different would it be if the Padres were currently sitting in a playoff spot? Would you have as much consternation about their record?
Yes, 48-48, sure.
Okay,
because it doesn't mean you're not a good team. Means you're an average team just because you happen to be residing somewhere. Like if Christy Turlington was sitting next to me, I'd be pretty happy, right? Like at the end of the day, she's not going to. It's not going to happen. You're going to make yourself insane going, gosh, I mean, if we were just in the American League, we would have made the playoffs. It's different. There's different teams. There's different skill levels. There's more loaded teams. It's a tougher putt. And I think
I'm glad you're being honest then with yourself.
Yeah.
And going, hey, the Twins may finish 500.
Right.
and be a very mediocre team. They may even make a run. Hey, they may make the World Series. They still are not a good team.
Still not a good team.
Right. Okay, that's fair then.
Right.
That's fair.
Like that Diamondbacks team that made the World
Series.
Series.
So much about where the Padres are in the standings.
I think you
just have to evaluate what kind of team they are.
And I think you worry, but I do think you worry about where you are in the standings in your own, division, which is way out of the question. But you worry about the standings where you fall in the wild card. And now's the time in the second half where you go, okay, what did the Marlins do? What did the Cardinals do? What did the Pirates do? Like, these are the Phillies. Like, these are the things that I'm going to be concerned about. Like, not, man, those Twins are now a game under 500 and they're still in a playoff line. I don't care. We got to keep the focus here, because that fantasy land of being somewhere else in a weaker overall division is not going to happen. This is our lot in life, to be in the NL West, which is very difficult. So you kind of have to accept your lot in life. I feel like we're looking over the fence going, boy, if we were only there.
You do have a bigger wall to climb
100%
than other teams do.
100%.
And that is now baked into the San Diego Padres reality.
Let's get our guest's opinion on it.
Let's welcome in our all-star for the day. It's All-Star Week. We're bringing in different all-stars. We got Julian Del Gaudio from Fox 5. One of my fellow sports anchors in town. Julian, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys.
Welcome back.
I want to say you guys have been killing it with the World Cup coverage locally.
I mean,
the watch parties and everything. It feels like a big event here in San Diego, even though we don't have any games. Feels like we're part of the World Cup, which is very cool.
The coolest part is that Fit Social has been one of the 5 best watch parties in the country.
It's been unbelievable.
Far. Yeah, I mean, the line's getting into that thing. I really didn't think that we were a soccer town. I mean, San Diego FC had an incredible run last year, and it was growing and everything else. But to see the international outcry and our proximity, and also in the South Bay, Chula Vista, I think 3rd Avenue had a crazy Mexico watch party. It was amazing. It really hit me the first day of the tournament, which was really awesome, when Mexico won their first match. And I interviewed this mom with 3 of her kids surrounding her, and she had tears in her eyes on just a group stage victory, likely moving them forward and everything else. So it was awesome. I reluctantly am sad to be back in studio now, not hanging out at the beach all summer.
Yeah, that was a good gig.
What a great assignment that was.
It was crazy. I was watching. There's an author that I love. His name's James Fry, and he posted. I mean, he's in Connecticut. He lives in Connecticut. He's a national. He wrote Million Little Pieces, the big Oprah Winfrey controversy, all that. But I adore him. One of my favorites. He was posting the San Diego watch parties on his Instagram. And I'm like, this thing is like swept the nation. Yeah. Those parties looked incredible. I thought you guys crushed it, Darren.
Well, we know the real reason. We know the real reason you're back in studio was the huge fight you got in with Darren. You roughed him up.
Did you see? Yeah, the black eye, the busted nose.
I'm so sad for him. I saw him the night before that happened, and we were supposed to have him in studio. And obviously, like, the studio lighting at Fox 5 is you can't hide anything.
Right.
I guess. And he told me he took a sharp turn on his e-bike.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, don't say that story to anybody else. You started a fight club. We can't talk about it.
Yeah, you got to brawl.
Yeah. Somebody jumped him, and he should collect workman's comp.
He walked in here last week. I was blown away. But you guys have crushed it. It's been so fun, and such a novice soccer fan myself. Running home yesterday to be like, I had to get to the gym. I had to make some food, and I was like, I got to make sure I'm on at noon. Like, I couldn't miss it. And that's such a good feeling for me, because I'm such a closed-minded boomer that I love this, and I can't wait for the next one already. And I want to be following all the storylines that I missed out on for being a putz the last few years and being like, it's boring. Nothing boring about it.
I'm shocked France is out. I had France win the whole thing.
A lot of people did. Ben did too.
Spain just went like straight for the jugular on that one, but it's sad this tournament's coming to an end. It was fun it was like an extended version of the dance where you wake up in the morning, you got 4 matches, they roll into one another. Some are epic, some are,
This is great with the best of the best, but like those days where you're like, I've got this all for my schedule, off the air at 10, home by 11. You can watch this all day right into the Padres. I was like, what's better than this? This is a goated life.
Let's talk a little bit about the match yesterday, and then I want to get to know more about Julian. He's going to be sitting with us into our 8 o'clock hour till he has to take off a little before 9 o'clock. But yesterday's match, maybe we slept on Spain. I mean, they really just choked off France's opportunities. But the goal that really changed it early one of those weird things about soccer. It's so hard to score in soccer, yet you felt like Spain got a bit of a cheapie on the Lamine Yamal, how he drew the penalty way off in the corner of the penalty box. Didn't look like it was a scoring opportunity at all. And you had the guy on France who was just trying to kick the ball away, didn't see him coming, and he sneaks in there, gets his shoulder on it, and then when he gets kicked in the leg by France's player, all of a sudden, boom, penalty, spot, they score. It changes the whole match, and you go, that's all it took was one little sneaky, heady moment where he jumps in, draws the penalty foul, and it changes maybe the entire World Cup right there.
You know, soccer is cheap like that. I actually last night when I got home threw on the Hand of God goal by Diego Maradona just to kind of prep for the what's happening tonight, or not what's happening tonight, but the match that's coming up. And there's just some cheap ways of getting in the box, scoring some goals, staying alive in this tournament.
Hand of God would be overturned by VAR in modern day, of course, but VAR completely upheld that goal yesterday. It was in the box. I mean, that by the rules. That's a way to score in soccer, is draw a foul way away from the goal, but just inside the corner of the box. And, I think people who know soccer, I'm not one of them, gave Lamine Yamal a ton of credit for all right, this guy's not looking. If I can just sneak in here, he's going to kick me in the leg and we're going to get a penalty.
Pretty brilliant,
I mean, pretty brilliant. Does feel a little cheap when it comes to, not.
That's the one thing I won't miss about this either is the flopping, grabbing the leg. I've never been hurt so much before, and you have to sell it up.
I talked to Darren about it years ago when we were at Mighty 1090 together, and he had just started to get really into it, like on an international level. And he was kind of the soccer go-to. And I loved baseball, and he loves baseball. So we would bond over that. And then he went off into soccer, Darren, and we'll ask him about this tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't get it, dude. It's so boring. It's like keep away, right? And I said, and the flopping. So he literally sat me down one day. He's like, all right, think about it like this. It's strategy. It's just strategy, Woodsy. It's the strategy that you would employ, intentionally walking someone or bunting or whatever it may be. It's just strategy. The shift, it doesn't look great. You don't like it necessarily as a fan. But it's how these guys can get a little bit of an edge and win a game. It kind of flipped. It still took me about 6 years to get into soccer after that. But still, now that I see it, it doesn't bother me like it used to, where I used to be like, this is ridiculous. And it's made its way into basketball a little bit. But I mean, we saw it. And you saw it in the 80s. You saw guys doing they're always theatric. In professional sports.
But in baseball, theatrics can rarely help you.
Right.
I mean, there's not a situation generally where
a theatrical
moment will help you.
Unless you're trying to get thrown out to motivate your team after a couple
there you go. Their
bad.
managers are theatrical at times for sure.
Yep.
But the second goal by Spain was just that was, even I could tell that was a thing of beauty.
It was gorgeous.
I mean, a beautiful give and go, just executed perfectly, timing perfect. France completely whoa, what just happened? Whoa, he was there, and then he was there, and now we're down 2-0, and the game is completely toast.
Yeah, and Spain was attacking. I think in the 85th minute, they had that third goal taken off, but then they almost had another third goal opportunity. It was just crazy to see France's front four just go missing entirely on that one. So I actually missed the game live, but I saw the highlights afterwards. I was out at San Diego FC, and I asked San Diego FC GM Tyler Heaps who he thought was just going to win the whole thing. And I kid you not, probably 20 minutes before the match started, he's like, France is winning everything.
Yeah.
So
everybody thought so.
I can't wait to see him after. And
you got to rub it in
just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know enough to make a strong decision, but I'm rooting for England today. I think that's going to be, as Ben mentioned earlier.
What's his English?
I'm English by heritage, and all my favorite bands are from England. So I'll be rooting hard for them today.
They're Team Oasis for sure.
For sure. I got to.
And then the final is on Sunday at noon our time from East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium. Although they
noon
can't
again
call
here,
it New York, New Jersey Stadium. Noon again here. Yeah,
love it. God,
on Fox 5.
We are so blessed to live on the West Coast. I mean, it's just the greatest. I was seeing some East Coast friends last night tweeting about the All-Star Game. They're like, it's 11 p.m. in New York right now. This is the worst. And the All-Star Game they drag out, and it's like
four concerts in it.
Fireworks show.
show.
The fireworks show, by the way, was spectacular. The Sandlot kind of homage. The guy running out, the guy from the Nationals.
Bicycles coming out.
Oh, my God,
yeah.
dude. I thought it was so moving.
And I always like a good Ray Charles, America the Beautiful, when they brought that out again. That was nice.
Oyster Men was great. You know,
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're old. Like, people get mad. They don't sound just like they did in 1990. I'm like, well, they're like 60 years old now.
They should be like men to the elderly.
Men to boomers.
I saw that the final. So they announced yesterday. Who is it? Tom Cruise is going to be part of the performance at the halftime or the World Cup final. Justin Bieber's like headlining, and there was someone that I didn't even recognize. It was like some sort of online persona. Who was it? I got strong or something.
I Show Speed.
I Show Speed. Who's I Show Speed, Kyle?
He's like a YouTuber streamer. Of course, I would know.
This is why we need the younger perspective. Who is I Show Speed, and why are they performing at the World Cup final?
I have no clue.
Okay,
you really don't know.
I don't enjoy his music, but he was like following the World Cup. He's most known for like his world travel. So he like live streams going to different countries, and dude, there's tons of people showing up. He's like super popular.
He's a singer,
influencer, musician,
like
professional wrestler,
creator.
and online streamer. Darren Jason Watkins Jr., better known as I Show Speed. I had never heard of this guy until all of a sudden they're saying he and Tom Cruise are coming to the World Cup final.
He was
Sunday.
all over my Instagram.
Yeah.
feed,
Really?
like
I never
3
heard
weeks
His
ago.
most viral clip is he backflipped over a Lamborghini, and then he
That's
blew
all
up.
it takes.
Talented.
Yeah.
That's all you need, my friends. These is a video, a phone.
I feel like half of the defensive backs in the NFL can do that.
Probably.
too, if they really put their mind to it. But
No, I thought the weirdest event of the All-Star Game last night, and one that I wouldn't do for $1 million, was the Miles Teller before the game when it's just him and he's got a mic and he's from Philly, the actor Miles Teller, and he's like, "What's up, Philly fans? Make some noise!" Like that.
Yeah.
To me, I was in flop sweats because he's just by himself. He's not singing.
warming up the crowd.
He's just warming up the crowd, which is like the
That's
worst.
hard to do.
It's so hard to do, and it's like, okay, you're Miles Teller, you're
Right.
you're famous, but you're out there by yourself on an island. Like, "What's up, everybody? Let's get it going, Philly. Show them what's up." It made me sick, and I go, if the Padres asked me to do that in a World Series game, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't bring myself to go out there and fire up the crowd.
We've got about 3 minutes here. Let's learn a little bit more about Julian Del Gaudio. So, how did you end up in San Diego, first of all?
You know, I got out of prison and the bus just dropped me off.
This is a good place to come then.
No, I got really lucky. The job opened in the middle of COVID, and I applied to be the weekend sports anchor.
Where were you before?
I was in Reno, Nevada for
Reno.
5 years.
Biggest little city in the world.
That's right.
I love it so much. My fiance's from there. We visit frequently. It gets such a bad rep, but you know, Lake Tahoe is amazing.
Terrible night in Reno for like,
Did you really?
one of the worst.
No kidding.
Yeah, I
Where
don't
were
want
you
to talk about it. Like, brings up a lot of bad memories, but I'm glad that you liked it.
I had a great time. You know, it's funny. They had that celebrity golf tournament up in Tahoe last weekend on NBC. Like, that's kind of where I cut my teeth. We used to put a half-hour special on that together. I was at the NBC up there. And I just had the best time. You know, I had like an outdoor show.
Yeah.
And, got the call to come out here. I had a buddy who knew the news director at that time, connected me, moved out July 2020. It was honestly kind of the worst time of my life, to be honest, because I just didn't know anybody in town,
Sure.
and you couldn't meet anybody at that rate,
Right.
and you couldn't go out by yourself
Right.
either. So I really don't look back at that time fondly. But,
yeah.
6 years later, here we are.
That's
and,
amazing, man.
It's been.
Where are you
the
from
best.
originally?
Los Angeles.
Los
So I had to
Angeles.
shed some gear. When
Yeah,
I
I get
moved
it.
out here.
I get it.
Fair enough.
That was a little tricky at first too, because I was never vocal about teams that I liked outside the Lakers and the Dodgers back in the day. But
Sure.
then once I got down here, it was just like you gotta shed the LA
Got to,
narrative all over, and it's been a fun 6 years with the Padres, minus what we've seen over the last couple of months.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it has been an interesting run, to be sure. They're never boring. I get texts incessantly from friends all over the country that would have never paid the Padres any mind. Now, you know, that doesn't help you sleep better at night. A World Series ring would,
right.
certainly, but you know, there's steps to it, I guess. And you know, you do feel like this year has been a bit of a stumble backwards, but they're still how many games left?
66.
66 games to go.
What's crazy to me too is that they were in first place. I want to say May 18th or something like that. Beat the Dodgers.
Yeah,
one
we're always good for like a day in first place, a day or two.
1 day.
Yeah.
And then just like completely wipe the whole thing out after that.
Lights
So,
too bright sometimes, my friends. Lights too bright.
So we've seen it all, a lot of scar tissue on that one. But I actually learned a lot from the Padres, from you guys when I first moved here. So being on something like this has been, really awesome and full circle for me. I also have one more story to tell you guys. Last time, if we have time.
Yeah, we do have time. I thought, we're good.
I last time I was on here, I had a little bit of bad luck. I was filling in for Benjamin. It was really nice to come in. And I dropped my car off at my mechanic the night before to get a smog check. And I got a phone call literally 5 minutes after leaving you and saying, I think it was last time I saw you, that my mechanic had crashed my car.
Whoa.
You don't hear that very much.
Drive it around.
Is that crazy?
Just moving it from the bay to like a parking spot?
He was trying to pass the smog, and it's a stick shift. It's an old stick shift BMW. And just totally ruined the whole thing. Yeah, so I've actually still been in the process of figuring out.
That was a long time ago.
It was like a year ago. It's been like a terrible car year in my respect.
Ferris Bueller's when he takes his Ferrari and is just jumping stuff in the city of Chicago. What happens now? They have to,
because he crashed it, and it's just this whole onslaught of
insurance and calls and
so it's
so what have you been driving?
I've been driving the same car. I mean, he kind of fixed it, but then somebody scratched the side of it, which I had to go back and do. But now, so insurance is so shisty that they saw that it's been worked on underneath, and a different body shop can't touch it because
it's incredible
of the work. I'm like, well, what am I paying for at this rate?
Well, I hope nothing happens to you after today's
so knock
program.
on wood for me.
God. Bad luck
on that one.
But now imagine taking that phone call while you were on the air, and you'll get our best of clip that we're going to be playing at the bottom of the hour coming up here. First, though, we got Don't Do This is next. Maybe we should just ban fans from sending tweets to professional athletes entirely, or good, bad, or indifferent. Like, it just shouldn't happen anymore.
How about reporters?
Sending
tweets that they thought were DMs or maybe even a text. I have no idea
what
happened in Chicago, but it's everybody's worst nightmare.
All right, we'll get to that coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, when your baseball team is in the hunt, every decision matters. Preparation shows up. Mistakes get magnified. That's the same mindset people need heading into retirement. Once you're close, there's less room for error. Market downturns, inflation, or poor timing can have a big impact. That's why Trajan Wealth helps people prepare before it's retirement crunch time. TRAJANwealth.com. Their fiduciary advisors help build income and investment strategies designed to weather volatility so you're not reacting under pressure. They're local, independent, and right here in San Diego with offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. So if retirement is getting closer, now's the time to be proactive. Start by calling 1-855-TRAJAN1 like I did, 1-855-TRAJAN1, or just go online to TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
The Fan.
Got our special guest, Julian Del Gaudio, in studio. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. And it is time for Don't Do This on a Wednesday. I hate to make blanket proclamations, but at this point, is there really anything to be gained from regular people tweeting at athletes?
No.
I mean, you can say, hey, great game last night. Really enjoyed your performance.
Fine, do that.
It's never that.
But it's never
that.
I mean, have you ever seen anyone tweet that at someone?
I have. I've seen it.
Really?
My sister joined fantasy football last year. Every player she drafted every Sunday before the game starts, she was like, hope you do great today.
All right, see, now that I don't like. I don't like because those guys don't care about your sister's fantasy football team, right? But I do like the, hey, great game. That's fine. I think anytime you can be positive about something, hey, would I rather get a tweet that says, hey, great show today, or you're a fat pig? I would rather have great show today.
Unfortunately, it so often goes like
the other way.
From the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces and one of their stars, Chelsea Gray, after their team lost 109-75 to the Indiana Fever. Controversy, with Caitlin Clark and big game. And after the game, Gray kind of got fed up, said, I'm just going to post the DM that I received. She said to the media, people act like we just make this bleep up. And the audacity to tell us athletes to shut up and dribble. She posted a very racist message that she got in a direct message. Well, once that was made public, people found out who that account belonged to. And ultimately, yesterday, the guy's employer, Hilton Grand Vacations, who run, like the timeshares in Las Vegas, announced the firing of the employee who sent that tweet.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
I mean, it's good to see some accountability for someone who's doing that. But at this point, it's just, we see these stories, gamblers who are ticked off because they lost their bet because of an athlete, just racist messages like this. They constantly are dealing with stuff like this.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. And yeah, I mean, you absolutely should get canned for that.
I love that work's getting involved in that. Remember that Knicks fan a couple of weeks ago that sold the trash can that made a bunch of money?
No,
and just walked away from that whole thing.
I didn't see that.
She was some executive for some hedge fund.
I don't remember her employment status.
Easily making over six figures, and basically there was a trash can in New York City painted like Knicks colors, after the celebration, everything else. There's a video of her dumping all the trash into the street, grabbing the trash can, and then just walking off with it.
I just took it.
as
memorabilia.
Yeah.
Now, did she try to sell it or anything? She just
I think she just wanted it for her apartment, probably cleaned it up a little bit. And,
Did they fire her?
They fired her over that thing.
I guess it's theft, but
public property?
I might give her community service for that one because you didn't really hurt anybody.
Reimburse her
You
us for
littered,
the trash.
right? Yeah, you littered, which sucks,
Yeah.
but
It was a lot of litter too. It wasn't like an empty
It was
trash.
like a
it was
full-
like full to the brim.
well, this is everybody's nightmare right here. It happened over the weekend. Bruce Levine is a veteran, 670 the score. Isn't that where we just were?
We were.
And Marquee Sports Network reporter in Chicago. He was watching the home run derby and decided he was going to send a either text or private message to what is being assumed to be Craig Counsell, manager of the Chicago Cubs. And it says this: you and the other coaches have been the stars of the team, being 12 games over 500. Let's hope Twinkle D and Twinkle Dumb don't sell you guys out like the 2025. Enjoy the family time, pal. Levine posted, then quickly deleted. But of course, the screenshots were already taken. He had to apologize to Cubs brass.
So presumably Twinkle D or Dumb is Jed Hoyer.
Jed Hoyer.
Good friend of our guest tomorrow, Darren Smith.
And ownership, I guess.
Carter Hawkins is who they think it is.
Like the president,
like his assistant GM or something. Yeah.
So it's obviously the biggest nightmare. You send a text that you thought was a text, but it's actually a tweet, and everybody sees it. And
it's not a horrible take. I mean,
it's probably the
Cubs
right
management
take.
has not been aggressive in helping Craig Counsell the last couple of years. They may change course this year. We'll see. Or they may feel like, hey, with all their pitching injuries, this isn't the year to go for it. And they may head down that same road where they leave Craig Counsell kind of hanging in the wind post All-Star break. So it's not the wrong take. It's just the fact that it clearly was supposed to be a private message. And it was sent publicly over X.
Can you imagine? I have to call AJ Preller on speakerphone, and Josh Stein's in the room, and I have to go, "Hi, it's Woodsy. I'm so sorry that I called you guys Twinkle D and Twinkle Dumb. It comes,
my bad, dude.
It comes from a place of love, and I just got caught up in the moment."
I think the Cubs are still grieving that they lost Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. It's just the nightmare. It's the nightmare scenario for anybody. So he did have to apologize. Don't know if he's going to lose his gig or access or anything like that. My guess is that they'll take the high road, accept his apology.
This is a chance for the Cubs to do something where they look like good guys.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
For sure.
I can see why you'd be critical. We'll be better. All right, finally, a little do this.
DD mega do-do.
Congratulations. Just across the border in Tijuana. Tijuana Municipal Little League captured the Mexico title yesterday and will represent the country at the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming up next month. An 8-2 win over Matamoros Little League yesterday, finishing the tournament with a 7-1 record. It's the third time Tijuana's made it. Same coach all three times. In fact, I was there in 2013 when they made it to the Little League World Series. I got sent to Williamsport, which was cool. One of my favorite assignments I've ever had for Channel 10. I've gone 4 times to cover the Little League World Series, including that year when Eastlake won the whole thing in 2013.
Yep.
They could have faced Tijuana in the final. Tijuana played Japan in the international final for the right to face Eastlake, and Japan won that game and ended up going. So Tijuana didn't quite make it, but we almost had, which would have been so amazing, 2 teams from right next to each other out of the entire world facing off for the Little League World Series title.
I would like to pick that coach's brain so
Now that you're
much.
into Little League, I would love for you to go. It really is.
I would like to take a team. That's the dream.
That would be a dream.
It would be incredible.
Oh, the stress though that those coaches are under, playing on television and doing the news, the press conferences, like it's a big league. I mean, it's treated pretty much like the big leagues. You go afterwards, you got your press conference stand, reporters in your face asking questions.
One of the coolest things I've seen all week at All-Star Week is somebody, I don't even know who's doing the content, but it's really good content. The guy is going up to every athlete that he gets access to, Paul Skeens, Kyle Schwarber, a bunch of dudes, and hey, what would your advice be to travel ball coaches? Boom. And all of them, they go, relax.
Wow.
Like, relax, teach the love of the game. It's such a good reminder for all of us coaches out there. Like, it isn't game 7, man.
Right.
There's nobody, there's no scouts in the stand. Teach the love of the game, teach the life skills. You know, like it helps me kind of shape my narrative and my practice plan for today. Instead of going out and being like, this is what all went wrong last Sunday. How do we get better? How do we, take the next steps as young men? And I thought it was so refreshing and cool to hear that from these big leaders. Matt Olson was one of them too. It was really good.
Speaking of those interviews, did I see Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn say that Livy Dunn actually got into the box against Paul Skeens? She wanted to see what it would feel
I did
like.
not see that.
Yeah, and he said, okay, well, they did it. Like, he threw a pitch with her standing there. She said she was frozen. He said, I buzzed the tower at about 90, 98.
Holy
How nervous would you be? Your fiance, are they engaged?
I don't know
if they're not engaged. Not yet.
They're always together.
They're always together. Yeah. Like, she's in there, and you're going to throw as hard as you can.
She got in the box
against Paul Skeens to see what it would feel like.
He had to be precise, though, at that rate. You can't hurt that cargo.
No. Did he buzz the tower?
That's what he said. I think he was joking.
He was joking,
little bit, but
he threw a little two-seamer away or something. But do you get that ride?
You were afraid to hit me when I got into the box.
I was so scared of hitting you
against you at fantasy camp
and throwing all of 60 miles an hour. I was scared to death of hitting you. Next year,
now, Livy Dunn's much more athletic than I am.
She
Probably
is.
had
She
a
is. But
chance to get out of the way.
You got a little more meat on your bones.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean?
Were you crowding the plate?
No, he was off the plate. I was like, don't hit him, dude. I'm not accurate. So it was dicey.
I was thinking in my mind, though, does he think it would be the funniest content ever to drill me right now?
She thought that.
No, I thought you thought that.
Oh,
when I was in the box.
No, I did not.
My first thought was, is he going to give me something to hit, or is he going to hit me thinking this will go viral?
No.
The video of Woods drilling Ben in the box.
I'll poke fun when I'll poke fun when it's necessary. I'm not out to physically injure
you very much.
Even though it wouldn't hurt that bad.
And that is don't and do this for a Wednesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll come back more with our special guest, Julian Del Gaudio. We also have a Ben and Woods first half highlight. What happened when I had to take an important call and the show wasn't over yet.
So good.
It's coming up next
So good.
with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. To your turn. Oh, no. Is it my turn? It's my turn.
I can read one if you guys want.
Yeah, Julian, it's all you. No, it's my turn. It's Woods' turn. I told you. Remember the sign?
Are you driving or are you writing insurance?
I'm writing insurance policy for
Julian
you.
was talking about insurance earlier. This is different. This is a different kind entirely. This is for if you own a business of 25 employees or more, if you're the CFO or HR manager, can be very difficult to buy insurance policies online. You sometimes feel like you're kind of left out in the cold after you make your purchase, but your business will continue to run all year. There's gaps, there's risk involved, and Super Sure Insurance can certainly help you and your business right now with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access their tools like the fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you can see what's covered and what's not, plus a business value calculator. You can estimate what your business is currently worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com today. One super agency, one powerful platform. All of your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Hero criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Quick shout out for one of our beloved tier ones. It's tall Tessa. She is very tall. Her son turned 16 years old today, and he is. She just dropped him off at his fishing charter. He's going fishing with his friends. I believe his name is Lucas. Did I have that right? Yeah, Lucas. Happy 16th, sweet 16 for Lucas today, going fishing with his homies. That's pretty good.
My nephew, who just turned 16, also loves fishing.
Yeah,
I've never understood kind of the passion for fishing. Although I can see maybe if you're older and you just like the relaxation and drink some beers and get away from it all for a day, I can see the appeal to that. I don't particularly like to do it because going on the boat all day, not my thing. But when you're 16, you can't enjoy the beers. You're not really, I don't know.
You also need a lot of strength if you're charter fishing.
Yeah.
I did a story on that and caught a Dorado, and you're bringing one of those things in and you're like yanking, it was kind of embarrassing actually.
How long did it take?
For me to reel that thing in, probably like 15 minutes. It was not a good,
strenuous.
And you're like pulling, and it was funny. They were recording on that one. You want to look manly as possible, doing something like that. And you're just like, and this fish is just throwing me around left and right. And
I've never gone deep sea fishing. I grew up in Texas, so it kind of comes with the territory. You have to like go fishing for bass and crappie and all kinds of stuff. I loved it when I was a kid because I would actually catch fish. Yeah. The last 10 times I've gone fishing, it's been 2 hours of just click, click, just waiting, sitting on my ass, doing nothing with kids that are like, "Where's the fish, Dad?" I'm like, "Bro, I have no idea. Like, I don't know if I'm throwing in the right spot. I don't know if I'm using the right bait. I don't know if the bait is still on the hook. I have no idea." And I'm not good at it.
I hate the not knowing if the bait is still there bit.
Well, the bit,
like, where did the bait go? Did I just not put it on right?
Sometimes when you cast it, you see the bait go off, and you have to reel it back in, put the bait back on.
And then you think you get a nibble and seaweed, and you just pull it up.
Yeah.
I hate those bits from fishing.
I'll tell you, though, like, as far as, it's weird to say, but like adrenaline rushes go. We used to fish with corks, and you throw, the corks out there, and it's bobbing in the water. And you're sitting there, and you're kind of lulled to sleep. You're like, it's never going to happen. You see that cork dive, and you're like, oh my God. And you start going, and you pull up a tiny little perch or something. It still feels like the best thing ever. So I think if you can go to a place where you're going to catch fish, I think it changes the game entirely.
Well, that's why charter fishing is great, because it's like guaranteed.
They know,
take you these little pockets.
They have
where
sonar, like to find the fish.
Yeah,
so they know exactly where to go.
Pretty much, it's it starts hitting. Plus, you're using bigger baits and you're using actual live fish to catch fish, which
that's so good.
But like lake fishing's pretty.
I think we mentioned it maybe last week, but San Diego is getting its very first Bass Pro Shop in La Mesa.
We did not mention that.
Did we not?
No,
I thought we did. Yeah, it's going to take a while to build. Probably not open until 2028, but Grossmont Center in La Mesa, 148,000 square foot Bass Pro Shop, just like the one next to our Airbnbs in Peoria, Arizona, Glendale, wherever it is, every single year, is truly one of the more remarkable stores you will ever see.
You still have your Ass Pro Shop hat?
I do somewhere.
I need to wear that.
It's like a Shields. You guys ever been in a Shields?
No, I've never even heard of
Northern
Shields.
Nevada. So basically, it's a Bass Pro Shop mixed with like a Dick's Sporting Goods. There's a Ferris wheel in the middle of the store, essentially. Like anything you could ever imagine, golf simulator. They'll set you up for that one. And on that topic, the new Dick's Sporting Goods in Mission Valley apparently is going to be the biggest in California and have like a rock climbing wall and all kinds of stuff. So
I have a bone to pick with Dick's.
Woods' kids love Dick's.
They love it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Settle down.
No, they do, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
The batting cage is never open. Ever. There's never anyone manning it. It's never open. You're selling $500 to $600 bats that you cannot go in and, I mean, you have to like track somebody down, but I've never seen anyone in it. It just sits there and rots, which like, hey man, let me take my little league team in there. Yeah. Like, let me rent it out from you and I'll come bring 6 kids in and we'll hit in your store. I had no idea
that they even had that.
Yeah, it just sits there.
All right, during All-Star Week, we want to play a little bit of our favorite moments. Our first half highlights, we're calling it, from Ben and Woods. You'll remember I turned 50. I had a, the 50-year-old procedure that you have to get. I was nervous about it.
Colonoscopy.
Yep. And I had to deal with some medical stuff, and I did not want to miss a phone call. This is what happened.
Ben, do you want to explain yourself? Who is Zoe, by the way? Because you were just
I don't know.
trying to track
sounds
Zoe
hot.
down on your phone. Who is Zoe?
So during the last segment, I got a missed call. So I checked the message, and it was my doctor. Got my virtual appointment to consultation for my colonoscopy.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do an early check-in. So they said, call back. So I did, but I got their AI virtual assistant. And it is very hard to convince an AI virtual assistant that you need to talk to a real person.
Operator.
They are so insistent that they can help you. So I kept saying, I'm returning Zoe's call. I'm returning Zoe's call to check in for my appointment. And they said, you can check in and blah, 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 blah. I just need to talk to Zoe. She called me. And then they could hear you two talking in the background. And she said, sounds like you have a lot on your mind right now. And like she got very confused.
You're like, Zoe, if
by
you
the conversation.
only knew. Zoe, let's have a conversation.
So after about 4 minutes of that, finally
Zoe,
got on hold.
babe.
And then we came back on commercial and I had to hang up again. So
you missed it.
I have not been able to call Zoe back.
Here's my least favorite bit. This happened to me the other day when I was calling USAA to come out, fix the tire, the whole bit. Please log on to our mobile. I'm like, if I wanted to use the app, I would have downloaded it, signed up. I don't know my policy now. All this. I'm like, I'm not good with technology. I'd rather talk to a human being. It's hard to get a human being on the phone these days. Make sure you download and use our mobile app for everything you need. It's not the case.
You can
I was on hold
scream operator and it doesn't work anymore.
Try screaming. I do. My wife gets she's like, shut up. They're not going to be operator. I'm hitting 0 the whole time as I'm screaming.
I was on the phone with my cell phone provider for like an hour and a half earlier this week, and it was awful. And it started with the same thing, AI chatbot person or whatever.
Hour and a half.
Combined over the course of like 3 different phone calls.
Oh
but
my
the first
God.
one was, how can I help you? And I was like, speak to a live agent. She goes, I understand you'd like to speak to a live agent, but first, let me see if I can help you. And I go, how can I help you today? I was like, you can help me by letting me speak to a live agent. She goes, I understand you want, is this about your billing? And I go, it's about my billing that I'd love to speak to a live agent about.
It's the worst. It's the worst. I hate it so much. And I get it. It makes life easier for them, not for your
Zoe's
It
calling
makes our
back.
life so. All right, let's get this. Let's get her on the
Hello?
speaker.
Can't do that.
Yes, this is Benjamin. How are you? Yes. Thank you.
Call the cops.
Yes, I can do so. Hang on.
All right, it is 6 o'clock in the morning.
He's giving sensitive
your mic.
information right now.
Social security number.
Yes, that is correct. Anthem.
You like sandwiches out there?
Apologies, just plain
Yes, that is
dropped.
my primary care physician. My current height is 6 feet 3 inches tall. My current weight is Adolf Hitler. Sorry. They can hear you guys in the background.
Oh, they can?
Don't like renting out my body. I've got some comedians with me here next to it. Yeah. Gobbler's Knob. Best pharmacy is the CVS on El Camino Real.
Thank you
El
for
Camino
calling.
Real.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Yes, I am taking some medication.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
I think
Okay. All right.
I
Okay.
filled it out all online. Do you not have it?
I'm dead. Live on the radio.
Yeah, I should be all there.
Yeah.
Panties. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Yeah. Okay, bye.
That was a real human?
All checked in. Yeah, that was Zoe.
Zoe was a real person.
She called me back, real person. Yeah.
I thought that was the AI lady.
No, that was
You
the real
sound like
person.
you have a lot on your mind. Zoe, how long do you have? So
Who invited the stand-up comedians?
Did you just say panties? What is Gobbler's Knob, by the
She was
way?
laughing at that point. She was She was amused by whatever was going on in the background.
Paulie, best stuff. Yes.
And
no,
it was.
No question. It killed me. I love live phone calls on the radio. It's one of my favorite bits to do. Just make everyone suffer through it with us.
It is very hard to do business.
It
in
is.
a 4.5-minute commercial break.
Well, it's it's sometimes they can't talk to you after 10. We got to call you at 9, and you have to do it, man.
We've got Julian Del Gaudio in studio, our all-star today. We're going to come back 8:00 hour. We'll take on Woods. I want to talk some Padres with Julian as well. All coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan, broadcasting live from our Bill House studios. We know how.
Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. this speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
All right, we are halfway home on a Wednesday. Ben Woods, 97.3. The Fan. Just got to be a FaceTime from my little guys in Texas. 80 degrees. They've already been in the pool, having the time of their lives with their grandparents, and there's nothing like it.
I miss summer vacation for that reason.
Who doesn't, man?
Weeks off, not thinking about anything, no homework,
nothing. Just
carve into a video game, maybe.
Just hanging out, man.
Yeah.
It's the best. We really have blown it as adults. We really have. I'm Woodsy. Julian Del Gaudio joins us from Fox 5 this morning, our all-star for a Wednesday. We got Kyle just crushing it over there on the board.
Thank you. Good
and
morning.
of course, King himself, Benjamin Higgins.
You know, it's weird. Usually in media, you have long jags of unemployment. Julian, have you ever experienced that?
Knock on wood, so far, no. But I have taken jobs I didn't want to get jobs that I eventually, I feel like
and Woods, you've obviously been between jobs before.
Yeah.
But, at the very least, you get a chance to reevaluate, reset where you are. I'm sure it's stressful.
Oh, it's so stressful, man.
I have been continuously employed at Channel 10 for almost 25 years. My first job is my only job. And I don't think I've ever taken more than 6 straight days off. Like 1 week is the most I've ever taken off. So I've never really had any.
And that's massive in 6 days. I feel like a 3-day recharge is nice. 4 days,
that's
living
my
the high life.
Yeah. My usual is I'll take an extra day on a weekend here or there, do a 3 or 4 day weekend. That's about it. For 25 years, I've never really had that. Oh yeah, no work for 3 weeks sort of thing. I've just never done that.
You graduated and then just went straight to ABC as a sports anchor. How did that?
So I started at Extra Sports 690, working as a producer off the air for the first year or two, and I was at the radio station, and then that led me to the Padres pre- and post-game shows on Kogo 600 across the street here.
OG Sammy Lev.
Yep, and then I was an OG. Me and Craig Elston did those shows together for 4 years, and that led me to Channel 10 in 2002, where I started filling in on the weekends and was hired full-time. So have been doing nothing but since then, and then a couple of radio gigs between until we got Ben and Woods 8 years ago. And so for 8 years, I've been doing the 2 full-time gigs. So there's not a lot of downtime. Even when you can get one job off, you can't always get the other job off at the same time.
Because we take a couple weeks at the end of the year, but he always has to work TV. But he doesn't have to get up in the morning. You don't have to come in and figure out content and stuff for 4 hours. But it's still like I'm off.
Right.
And usually by the time I get about 6 days off, then I'm like, I got to get back. It's that feeling of like, well, they're going to forget you and find something else that they're going to listen to.
Right.
And or it's just like I have to get out of this insane asylum that is my home, and get back to getting back in a routine. Yeah, there's always something that happens, when we're out. It's usually me picking a fight with somebody in that 2 weeks off, and always leads to some good drama.
I'm always nervous too. I take time off, and I've kind of explored, I guess, just to kind of have the hat out of the bag, but jobs outside of the industry, just to have more normalcy and a better schedule and have the weekends and holidays and all that stuff off. But so much of my identity over the last 11 years that I've been in broadcast is a hunger for this, like a good post-game interview, or like, you're at the big event, whatever it is. And I'm always curious, like how my brain would shift on like a normal 9 to 5, or if I could potentially do something like that.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Because you need that outlet.
I used to be able to, and it's not for me. It's not I need the microphone. I need my opinion. My opinions are so good. People will be lost without them. For me, honestly, it would be, I would miss my friends, Ben and Paul. I would miss the audience, talking to them every day. I would miss making them laugh. I would miss laughing. I could go sell something. I could get a job tomorrow selling something, and it would be fine. It would be fine. Maybe I'd even make more money and have more, I wouldn't have to go to bed so early and get up so early and all that. But man, I'll tell you, Friday at 10:02, when I'm driving home and I'm done, it's basically a 3-day weekend. And I'm like, I can't complain.
Of course, I love it when someone says that they listened to the show and that segment was so funny, or loved your take on the Padres, whatever.
That's never happened.
It's never happened. But it does. But that can't be what drives you.
Correct.
You have to derive like your own, as Julian said, enjoyment from the process of going through it. And I find that every single day. Like if I feel like a segment was well executed, I don't know if you liked it out there or not. I'll probably never know, but I know in my heart, like I felt that one was a good one. That one felt good to me, right? I put together a good piece on television, and it's tight, and I edited it well. And
the writing's clear. Yeah,
it's clear.
And
like I like that one. That one felt good to me. And you'll never get direct feedback generally. Maybe someone will say a
send an email or something.
Someone will say, but very rarely.
Benjamin, darling, I loved your.
You've got to do it yourself. And I've always wondered, is that how it works for people with a regular 9-to-5 job? You're in charge of the finances at your company. You're never going to get the old, I just loved how you did the finances last year. But
that spreadsheet was really,
but I'm sure that like, you feel like, man, I got all the numbers dialed in. Everything's really
there's sense
good to go. You've got to have your own sense of accomplishment for anything that you do.
It's like anything though. Like there's lulls in this gig where you are, I lay in bed at night and I go, that's it.
It's insanity.
I'm out
You're
of
like,
stories.
I can't do this.
I'm out of ideas.
Yeah.
My fastball is now 36 miles an hour.
Right.
I got nothing. I don't know how I'm going to get through this tomorrow, but I always do. But I remember the days of being in sales. Now I remember the highs of sales. Boom, closing, boom, closing, boom, closing. Oh my God, you're the best. Holy cow, you're on fire. And I remember I couldn't sell water to a dying, the guy that was dying of thirst. I remember like getting called in and put on performance plans and then you start to wither away in your mind because you're like, I'm just going to give up. I'm going to give up. This is too hard. I'm never going to get back to where I need to be. And man, it's
a performance plan. That's like probation.
Yeah, dude.
At work.
That's gnarly,
it's
especially because you could be like one of the top sellers and then have
you're
a
not.
2-month stretch, and all of a sudden you're not the cool guy in the room anymore.
That's it.
But,
And then you hit a lull in that, and it affects your money, your paycheck, all of it. And you're like, you get so spirally that it's hard to get yourself out of the spiral.
Yeah.
It's really
I had
hard.
a journalism professor tell me once that if you do at least 1 to 2 stories a month that are really meaningful, that make an impact on either the person you told or whatever it is, that should keep you coming back for the next month. And I've kind of leaned into that a little bit because there's stories that I think, especially we do, that are more time fillers and things of that nature versus
us too, by the way. You know, I mean, us too. There's no denying that, certainly. But for me, it's the genuine connection with the audience, and then it's Ben and Paul. That's what gets,
which is good.
That's what gets me up in the morning. Like literally, like I'm like, let's see what these idiots were up to. They're gonna love this story, right? Like that's what gets me up at 4 a.m. and jamming to work.
It is fun when you get confirmation that people are actually listening. You shouted out Lucas's birthday in the last segment. Taltessa says, OMG, the boat captain just texted me that he heard the shout out. Love it. So for everybody on the fishing charter on the way to catch some fish, thank you for listening to Ben and Woods and being tier ones out there.
Yeah, go catch a lot of fish today.
I saw it in our Odyssey handbook, actually. I was doing one of our modules because even us, we have to do work modules.
I forgot. You beat me to these. I
did.
I never
got them done.
They're done. How long did it take?
Mine are done. Not that long.
Okay.
But you can be put on a performance plan here at Odyssey.
Oh,
good luck. I dare you to try it,
what
Adam.
would that look like if Adam tried to put Woods on a performance
What
plan?
a great bit to do. Like, I mean,
you should do that to Paulie when he comes back.
Can you imagine? Hey, Kyle actually kicked your ass up and down the street this week. You're on PIP now. Couldn't do it, man. Break his heart.
Performance improvement.
I think the only way you do that in our gig would be like, hey man, you haven't come to, like you haven't come to work. And I think in the history of radio, there have been shows where, 5-person show, one person doesn't feel like they're getting the attention they want, or the mic time, or they're not respected. They start to kind of filter away. And then they get put on. I've seen this. Right. I mean, I've lived it, and it's crazy.
It's so impossible, though, in something that involves so much creativity.
Right.
Like, Kyle, we need exactly 6 to 8 drops per hour.
Right.
No fewer, no less. Ben, we're going to need you to be 11% funnier next month. How do you measure any of this?
Yeah, it's so subjective.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah, for us. Now, the salespeople, they're numbers. It's numbers. And if our ratings went to crap,
or if you stopped reading, certain things you had to read,
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a
But
justifiable
that's the thing. You can
reason
say, well, we need your ratings to go up. I can't force people
to listen
to the show. I can try to do the best show that I possibly can do, but I can't hold your hand, take you to the radio, and make you listen to it every single morning.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that you bring up about, and I think the older you get, every year you get older, because like for Ben and I had this conversation. I don't know if I can share it or not, but I'm going to. He said to me the other day something to the effect of like, do you ever have 2 voices inside of you? I'm like,
yeah.
Yes, of course I have 2 voices inside of me. And he's like, because your thing was, I need to maybe slow down. But then the other voice is like, no, you need to work harder, right? And take more time, take more vacation, or take
struggle between I should be doing more and I should be doing less.
Right? But that's I deal with that on a regular basis in the sense that, like journalism and broadcast, I think, is a bottomless pit. Like even if we're not on the radio right now or on TV later on, there's Twitter you can be on and a game you could be tweeting out about, or, I could
never end
setting this up. And I think that's the insanity that fans maybe don't realize on the inside is like, how deep do I have to go? And there's no stopping it. And the deeper that I get in there,
it never ends.
And it's insatiable. So
there was a time that this show consumed my life, consumed it. And I mean, 18 out. These guys are getting frantic emails at 3:00 in the morning because I'm up because I can't sleep. We need to do this, and now I've gotten so much better because I've done a lot of work.
You have to be that passionate about something to bring it to life, to have the quality that you're hoping for. And then when you put your foot off the gas pedal, I think that's where that dual voice comes in, where it's like, well, it's still good. People are still listening, and I'm not working necessarily as hard, and I'm not thinking about it, but it's always there.
It's always there.
And
it's always there.
I've often tried to imagine what would dialing it back look like. I've worked 2 jobs for so long.
Yeah.
What would I do with my day?
I think about him every day because I'm home.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to go to a pickleball story.
Right.
Which is today.
Tomorrow.
Literally. And I go, oh man, my heart breaks because I'm exhausted. When I leave here, I left it all on the table.
You got the
I'm
good
done,
gig, 10 a.m.
And then I'm out.
Yeah.
But then I get home and I start spiraling about tomorrow.
Right.
And but I always think, what would he do all day? What would you do? You can't just play golf every day.
No.
What would you do?
I need to come up with some projects at home.
Like
I
what?
pretty much let everything kind of
Go.
Like the house hasn't been improved in a while.
You don't know how to do these projects.
Well, but I could at
You
least
could supervise
I could at least
them.
supervise or hire someone to do some things to improve.
Do you know how weird it would
around
be
the house.
if he's like, I got to go to Home Depot. I got to pick up some tiles. I'm retiling the kitchen. Like it wouldn't happen, but you could go watch somebody do it.
Sure. Yeah.
But then you're locked into your house all day while these guys are working in your home.
Yeah, that's not
Don't know what it
relaxing at
looks
all.
like.
I would like to see a semi-retired Ben.
Let's take a time out. I want to get a contestant for Take on Woods, and I want to save some time before Julian leaves to talk some Padres here later in the hour. So we'll play our game next. We got 2 categories left. I believe it's TV and wild card is all that's remaining. Chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas at the Fountain Blue, a $150 food and beverage credit. Call now to be our contestant, 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. We'll play our game coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
We got to thank our guest,
We do.
Julian Del Gaudio, for recommending. Tell us what happened. So you're at the watch party for the World Cup, and you ran into a couple guys that wanted to do what?
Watch party at the World Cup and a couple guys
Play what?
Play Baccarat.
Play Baccarat.
Bam, bam, bam.
Boom. And he said 7 Mile Casino.
They do.
7 Mile Casino. They got Baccarat, they got Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, and of course California style blackjack.
I didn't know that there were people who were like
in front of
searching
waterfront
for Baccarat, but yeah, you can play Baccarat.
They're also searching for a cigarette, you know.
Yeah,
you
no,
can't smoke at 7
in
Mile
there.
Casino.
You can smoke out front.
Yeah, you can smoke free facility, which is what makes it. I don't know. For me, one of the appealing things about 7 Mile is how nice it is in there. They don't let the smoke inside.
Yep.
They got windows. You can look out on San Diego Bay, Coronado. It's absolutely gorgeous. You got a full bar restaurant at Sammy's in 7 Mile with a great patio, fantastic views. I mean, it's spectacular, Woods.
It really is. Best part, it is just 7 minutes from downtown. So do yourself a favor if you haven't already. Make sure to go check it out. 7 Mile Casino.
hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now and mention radio for a free month of pool service. Has Paul made it out to the pool yet? Have we gotten any updates from him on the Vegas vacation?
I saw Megan was in the chat earlier. I said, how much are you guys up? And she said, we've never been more down. That's not great. And it happens
sometimes.
It happens early in the trip. And then what happens? You start chasing it.
Yeah.
You start chasing it. And I hope the tides turn in your favor.
Or you just spend more time in your hotel room.
That's true. You could do that too, but that's kind of boring.
It can be.
It can be.
They like to walk around all over the place, though. I saw some pictures. Paulie took a picture of the new A's stadium that's starting to take shape right there on the corner of Tropicana and the Strip, right across from the MGM Grand. And
it's popping up, my friends.
Excalibur in New York. It is definitely popping up. It looks like a kind of a ballpark now already. Not going to be ready for next season, but I think the year after they're hoping they will have Las Vegas baseball. So
when do you think they'll start hanging up Leo DeVries posters around Las Vegas?
ASAP is my guess.
They're very encouraged. All right, we got a contestant on the line. Let's get to it. It is time to take on Woods.
It's time for Take on Woods. Take on
Woods. Woods.
Julian laughing at our production prowess for our Take on Woods Open. It is brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Mark as our contestant today. Hello, Mark.
What's up, fellas?
All right, let's see if we can get you qualified for the grand prize drawing trip to Las Vegas. 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and a $150 food and beverage credit. Check out their pool. 6 acres of pools, elevated pool experience. Go to FontainebleauLasVegas.com to book your stay. Now, all right, we just have 2 categories left this week. We either have TV, Island Life, 5 shows all set on tropical islands, or we've got the wild card, Signs of the Zodiac. So which of those 2 do you want to play, Mark? TV or wild card?
Let's do TV.
TV.
Smart move.
Island Life. TV can be a tricky for Woods. We got 5 questions about shows set on tropical islands. You'll have 60 seconds. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question's our 2-second TV theme song. Kyle will cue that up, and you need to identify the show based only on the short clip of the theme song. Mark, are you ready to play?
Let's rock and roll, boys.
Beat or tie Woods will put you into the drawing. The category is Island Life in TV. Your time begins when Kyle plays our 2-second TV theme song. Good luck, Mark. Let's take on Woods.
Just sit right back and you'll hear it.
Correct. Starting with the crash of Oceanic Airlines Flight 815, which ABC drama became a pop culture sensation. Correct. The first season of which CBS reality competition took place in 2000 on a small island near Borneo in Malaysia.
Survivor Island.
Correct. Survivor.
Boom.
Ricardo Montalban starred as the mysterious Mr. Rourke in which ABC fantasy drama airing in the late 70s and early 80s.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Marty Milner, who later went on to co-host our very own Let's Talk Hookup radio fishing show, starred as the patriarch of a stranded clan in which 1970s ABC television series.
Oh, come on.
They get harder as they always. All right, Ricardo Montalban. Ricardo Montalban starred as the mysterious Mr. Rourke in which ABC fantasy drama airing in the late 70s and early 80s. Running out of time. And all right, 3, though. Hang on, Mark. That's not bad. Julian, you know either of those last 2?
I think about the Life Aquatic, but that's
Deplane. Fantasy Island was Ricardo Montalban. And then Swiss Family Robinson was the last one. Very tough, but a little lesser known factoid about San Diego radio. Yeah, all right, Woods, it is TV today.
Okay.
Give you the category. It's called Island Life.
Island Life, all right.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Kyle plays our TV theme song. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Mark.
Just sit right back and you'll hear
That's Gilligan's Island.
Correct. Starting with the crash of Oceanic Airlines Flight 815, which ABC drama became a pop.
Lost.
Correct. The first season of which CBS reality competition took place in 2000 on a small.
Survivor.
Correct. Ricardo Montalban starred
Fantasy Island.
Correct. Ooh. Marty Milner, who later went on to co-host our very own Let's Talk Hookup radio fishing show, starred as the patriarch of a stranded clan in which 1970s ABC television series.
Is it?
Oh, God.
Impressive so far, though.
What is the
Marty Milner later went on to co-host our very own Let's Talk Hookup radio fishing show, starred as the patriarch of a stranded clan
I cannot think of the name
in
of
which
it.
1970s ABC television
like
series.
The Swiss Family Robinson.
Jesus. Very good.
Oh, I was like
Perfect.
Savannah Island.
Very nicely done. 5-3 win for Woods.
Finally.
Hey, Mark, thank you for playing. What's he got you today, though, in Island Life in television?
They've been throwing tomatoes at me in the chat because I'm
Not today.
performing so
Not
poorly.
today. You came up with that.
5 to
Clan,
5. Woo.
another word for family. Swiss Family Robinson.
Did I miss much?
He and Pete Gray hosted Let's Talk Hookup for years and years. Still do on the radio. I think Marty has left us, but they still have that show on the weekends here on 97.3 The Fan.
Did I miss much with Lost?
I just restarted it last night.
It
was so good. The first few seasons, as they built the mysteries, they had trouble then solving some of the mysteries they created. They just kept creating more mysteries.
You're saying I would have fizzled?
I started a list of the questions that I had because I've seen it once as a kid and everything else. My girlfriend's never seen the show at all, so she's super curious about it. We watched 2 episodes, and after that, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to rewatch this whole series.
Really?
It's starting to feel its age a little bit.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't answer anything at the end. But were you guys lost?
I didn't watch any.
I
Not one episode.
I watched the whole thing, and I think it was one of the better mystery kind of TV shows. But they did get so into the weeds in their mysteries; they got really complicated. Like if I can't follow it, you're losing a lot of people here.
I found out that
because I like sci-fi and that sort of element, and if I'm like going, what the heck is going on?
If I can't follow it, then you morons have no
correct.
chance. Holy cow!
There's no chance. It's crazy though. They have the polar bear introduced in the second episode, and I feel like the polar bear and how is a polar bear on a tropical island is one of the biggest questions.
One
of the show.
single solitary
Didn't
second
watch any of it.
No, I didn't, and I did not watch Survivor. I did watch Gilligan's Island, and I watched the S out of Fantasy Island when I was a kid. That was
the plane, boss.
Hey, boss. I loved Fantasy Island when I was a little kid.
Tattoo.
Yes, little angel.
All right. Well, I don't know what's a bigger mystery, Lost or your San Diego Padres. We got Julian for a few more minutes where he's got to go. So when we come back, we'll take a look ahead at the second half of the season and big issues facing your San Diego Padres coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, SDFatLoss.com wants you to join all the tier ones who have lost thousands of pounds. I was one of them. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days following the SDFatLoss.com plan. It's based on real foods, no exercise necessary. So I ate a lot of chicken, some steak. I ate some fish, vegetables that I got to choose, stuff from the grocery store without having to buy any shakes or bars. Certainly no prepackaged meals. It's just your stuff with great coaching and a great plan. Their counselors will help you and coach you every step of the way, increasing your metabolism, helping the fat come off fast, up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. And that helps you keep the weight off. I've maintained my weight loss for now over 3 years. Unlike the injections, which you have to keep taking week after week, year after year, expensive, and you're probably going to be losing muscle, not fat. The metabolism goes down. This is different. This is a sustainable plan. It can work. It worked for me. It can work for you as well. Set up a free consultation by going to SDFatLoss.com. And right now, get $200 off during the summer special. Get some tier ones on the program by going to SDFatLoss.com. That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary. segment here with our special all-star guest, Julian Del Gaudio.
You're an all-star.
Am I saying that right? Del Gaudio.
Del Gaudio, yeah.
Del
Thank
Gaudio.
you, guys. Thank you.
All guests
It
on
means
Woods
of Guadio.
Of Gaudio.
It means of joy, actually.
Of joy. I like
joy.
that.
Julian of joy.
I found that out at a wedding once.
I
My
like
uncle
that.
gave a great speech about the whole thing.
What's the heritage?
Italian. So I'm half
nice.
Italian and half Mexican. So my mom was born in Mexico City. My dad's side is Italian by, I want to say northern Italy, by way of Philadelphia, though. So I have a lot of roots in Philly. In fact, the Amoroso roll in Philadelphia is my great uncle, Sal Amoroso.
Wow. That's what we had our cheesesteaks on.
So
really
it's
good.
like, yeah, we
You didn't get any of that bread money?
I wish I got some of that bread money. You know,
That
they
sweet
forgot
bread
about
money?
me. That's why I'm working
cow.
5 days a week.
If my family owned Amoroso bread, I would be a whale. Because that's all I would do is just eat it.
All the time.
All the time.
We had some Amorosos out here, though. I took them to Old Town to get some Mexican food because you can't get any good Mexican food in Philadelphia. And their minds were absolutely just like, they had no idea half the menu. Like, what is a carnita?
Yeah,
what kind
right?
of meat is a carnita?
So good. So good. Well,
you love
you've done.
though, Woods.
I
too,
don't.
so.
I hate it.
You hate Tex-Mex?
I hate it. You know that. I can't stand it
Tex-Mex.
now.
No.
I like fajitas,
Right.
but I will not. Well, I refuse to go. It's fine. I've finally
You've taken a stand. All right.
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
What about like a Chili's? Does that?
I'll eat Chili's.
I love Chili's.
I love-
That's like Tex-Mex.
They
I guess.
took our
Triple
well. If
dipper.
it depends on what you get,
right.
but like they took the Chili's at Encinitas, and my
Do
wife
people
and I
order things other than like a burger or
I get
chips and salsa.
chicken crispers.
Oh, the chicken crispers are great.
They used to. They
Chili's.
changed
That's
them.
fine.
Yeah, I ruined it now. Everything sucks.
Again, I'll guess I'm Woods here on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. It's always good to get another sports guy's perspective on the Padres. We live in our own bubble here with the tier ones and the Padres fans a lot. There's been a lot of panic, obviously, Julian, in the first half of the season, especially the last few weeks with the direction the season has headed. What's your perspective here as the Padres enter the second half? 3.5 games out of a playoff spot at 500. Are they trending a little bit in the right direction from what you've seen in the last week or so?
It's been the biggest head-scratching season, and I think we've been blessed with having this expectation of this team being so good and making postseasons and having these stars and having these big trade deadlines where we get pieces that we could use. But this team, for some reason, just feels so uninspiring, you know. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier when I mentioned that they were in first place for basically a day back in May. But in the series since that, they've dropped 10 of the last 16, which I threw in a story the other day. I thought that was my like sexy stat line on what they're doing. The bullpen, I think, is not what it was last year. I think we sent 4 guys to the All-Star game. So that looks depleted. Starting pitching is a massive problem. I think maybe King is a person we can deal at the deadline and get some. We need to get younger, I think, more than anything else. Pivetta, what's going on with Pivetta? There's just been these weird injuries that have kind of defined who they are. And they always say, well, if we get healthy here, and my measuring stick is, can they beat the Dodgers, right? Can they go toe-to-toe in a series?
Who can, though? That's the thing about, the deadline's going to be really interesting. I don't know how interesting it should be here in San Diego.
No.
It's going to be interesting for other teams. They talked a little bit about it this week with, the Brewers looking at this going, hey, man, if we've got Mizorowski and Kyle Harrison and Tarek Skubal, now we're talking.
Right.
But you still got to hit, against the Dodgers and because they're going to get Blake Snell back. They're going to get Glasnow back. They're going to be fresh and
the
ready
Brewers
to go.
were the best team in the regular season last year.
Correct.
They didn't even put up a fight against the Dodgers.
It was
in the
over.
playoffs.
I mean, it was over. Nothing.
And they were by far the best.
They scored the most runs.
They're the best challenger again this year.
Yep. Right.
Based on record. Why do we think it would be any different?
I know.
They're just going to roll over and die against the Dodgers in the playoffs again.
But I think if the Padres can get a little bit younger, it was really depressing for me last night watching the All-Star game, seeing so many former Friars that, were traded off, the James Woods, the CJ Abrams. And, it's a testimony to the scouts and knowing who they have, and their contracts were up and they maybe didn't want to pay those types of salaries. But just seems like the group that they have right now doesn't have that like killer instinct that like we're going to come back if we're down 1 or 2-0.
But they did the first month and a half of the season. They did it better than any Padres team I can remember.
But it's not sustainable.
Constantly scoring late runs to pull games out.
I saw the other day I think they had the best OPS plus after the 8th inning, or one of the best, like top 3. So
and their bullpen has the best ERA after the 7th inning in all of baseball.
But the problem now is, can you get into the 8th down a run? Like, that's kind of like,
right.
Like, can you even get there with the guys that you have starting games?
I always push the Yuki Matsui panic button. I don't know what it is. Anytime he's on the hill, and not
so
to
nervous,
call Yuki
man.
out, but it's just like, are we about to blow this
He's having a
out of
fantastic
See, I get it. You look at the numbers. You look at the numbers.
What else is there other than the numbers?
Well, there's inherited runners.
history,
There's
you know.
history. I'm not super confident when he pitches either.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't be like, yes, Yuki.
Well,
Like when I feel Adrian
game over.
Adrian comes in, I'm
yeah.
like, all right, we're good. Mason, I'm like,
Well, yeah, but
the
Mason
feeling.
Miller and Adrian Morejon are freaks. They're two of the nastiest arms in all of baseball. You look at their StatCast pages, their sliders are blood red all the way across. You're not going to have an entire bullpen filled with those guys. You hope to have a couple of those guys, and then you hope to have a couple of other guys who aren't as nasty but have been effective. And Yuki's been effective. Wandy's been effective. Brad Glay has been, gave up a home run, hiccup, but for the most part, been very effective. That's as good as you can hope for from a bullpen, honestly.
Now, yeah, I'm with you though in that the oomph,
it's just not landing.
I mean, look, if the numbers are the numbers,
but what do you trade for at this point?
You're a 500 team. That's
do you
what
get
they are.
Like an offensive weapon potentially that could
Who's there?
hit home? Exactly. There's just nothing.
Who do you want? Right? Who do you want? Do you have enough to get them? And would it make a difference?
Right.
And you do feel a little bit despondent about the second half. You're encouraged by the potential of maybe guys coming back, but you're also encouraged maybe by the potential of having the weakest schedule or one of the weakest schedules coming out. But for me, I look at this team and I go, a normal, hungry, salivating, rabid team would be like, good, this is where we eat. Does anybody feel like they're going to come out of the gates and go 10-1?
I want to ask you guys this, that 10-game road trip right after this All-Star game. Like, let's say they're 48-48 right now.
Right.
Let's say they go 6-5 and win 2 of those series, maybe by 1 run.
Right.
Are they buying at that point? Are they selling, or are we just? Does it even matter? I guess. Like, should we get younger?
I do think AJ's I think he's always lives in buy mode. I think he always lives in improve. How do I improve the team mode? But even you said, Ben, you'd be disappointed if they not disappointed. You'd be upset if they traded Ethan Salas, the jewel of the minors for them right now, the jewel of the farm, as it were. I just don't know what you do, and you can't. We can wish it all available. We can wish it to happen, but again, 8-9 other teams putting better packages together for what they need as well. It's going to be a really tough putt. I don't think there's too many Padre fans out there right now, Julian, that if AJ said we have to retool, I'm sorry, we didn't get the job done. We have to retool. I apologize. I got to do better. I don't think there's too many Padre fans that are going to be like up in arms about it.
I think there might be the green light for that though. At this point,
I think there'd be almost kind of a release of like, okay, we didn't mortgage much this year.
Right.
Let's retool. Let's come back. I could sell it.
Yeah.
I can sell that to myself,
sure,
all day long. Right? I think you can.
Yeah, I'm constantly torn between the reality that if you sneak in the playoffs, you can make it. You can win your World Series that way. It's happened. It can happen. But most likely it's not going to happen. You don't want to spend a ton just to sneak in as the 6th seed when the most likely outcome is what happened last year.
You lose 2 games.
You lose 2 out of 3 in the first series, and you're done. And while it's fun for 3 days,
it's also miserable.
You don't really want to pay a steep price to get there. I think the sweet spot for buying is when you can win a division, you can get a bye. Maybe you can be that top wild card team that hosts the first 3 games. If you're chasing that, maybe that's worth an investment in the future. If you're chasing the 6th seed, which is what it looks like the Padres are doing right now, then I don't think you buy heavily. Now, that's different than selling. You could not sell, and you could just see maybe our guys, if Joe or Nick or both of them come back, maybe they are good enough to sneak in as the 6th seed. But if you're not paying anything extra to get there, then we'll roll the dice in the playoffs and guys get hot and the bullpen, is used aggressively. Maybe you surprise some people and make a run, but I just don't know if it's worth investing even more of your future into a team that really the number 6 seed seems to be maybe the best you can possibly hope for.
An interesting perspective, Janine, one of our tier 1s. And I know Janine This surprises me. She says in the chat, as a season ticket holder, we still have to sit through games. I don't know if I'd want to go to games anymore if they throw in the towel. I would have thought, now I know Janine, I would have thought that she would be in favor of a retool. There is a eye of a needle you can thread here where you buy and sell, where you move and add. There is that. That's happened before.
I don't think they're selling unless they come out in this 10 like 2-8 on this 10-game road trip to start.
Well, then they blow the whole thing.
And then they have no reason not to. But if they have a slightly winning road trip to start the second half,
which is exactly what they'll do, by the way, keep us in hell and purgatory of
I don't think that's enough to be aggressive at the trade deadline, but I don't think you also have a big fire sale either. If you're still above 500, you're still within a couple of games of a playoff spot, maybe you just kind of go, all right, guys, can you do more? We'll give you the opportunity. Right. Keep playing hard, keep entertaining the fans, but we're not going to invest major prospects to try to pick up one other piece.
Is there a scenario where the new owners go, okay, instead of buying all, instead of trading what we have, we'll eat some
of the salary.
We'll eat some expense. Like somebody brought up to me yesterday in DMs, Luis Castillo. They're going to look to dump him in Seattle. He's expensive. Would the new owners go, we need arms? Like we'll wear it. We'll wear it for a year. We'll take some expiring contracts from other teams too to try to cobble this together so that maybe, just maybe, you get in and go on a run. I thought Darren made a good point a couple weeks ago or a week ago when he said, if you're the new ownership group, do you want your first day on the job once it gets approved, and we've been assured that it will, to walk in and go, all right, Adrian's gone, Mason Miller's gone, Michael King's gone.
That's
do you want
worst
that?
Case scenario.
Right.
No, I feel like that would really kind of scare the fan base and just be a little.
It's a bad first impression, in my opinion. So,
but does AJ even have the green light to trade and do what he's doing and everything else?
He does. I think
the quote yesterday. We can talk about it more in the ownership news in our next hour. But business as usual at the trade deadline. What does that mean?
That's not good. Actually,
I don't know what exactly that means. But AC also reported that they have the ability to add payroll.
So would you? Cool.
I don't know.
Would you see them potentially, doing something like that and saying, "Fine, we'll eat some salary to get some pitching here, right? We'll just eat."
They need that the most. They need starting pitching.
Got to have
at this rate.
You have to have it. And I don't really want Luis Castillo here. I think he's probably a little bit washed at this point. But is he more washed than Sears and Giolito and Bueller and on down the list? I mean, you're gonna have to figure something out. I'm glad it's not me that has to make that decision, buddy, or write those checks.
I think more than anything else, and to Ben's point, like we get Musgrove back, maybe Pavez's arm somehow miraculously gets better, and he doesn't need the surgery potentially or whatever it is. Like, couldn't they beat the Dodgers in a 5 to 7 game series at that rate? I don't know.
I mean, it's baseball; anything can happen. Yeah, but they to me, they're a juggernaut. They're just a juggernaut, and you're in the way of a locomotive. Right?
It feels
now.
like a three-peat.
Now, could I could see them steamrolling their way to the World Series. I could. Philly may have something to say about that. They may, but anything can happen in a World Series. They were an inch away from losing the World Series last year. 1 inch.
And I feel like wildcard teams are pretty good over. I'd love to see a stat on how often a wildcard team does at least make it to a CS or a World Series.
You always forget about the teams that lose the wildcard series, but the ones that win have momentum.
Yep.
Feeling good about themselves. Right. It sets them up for a good playoff run. Yeah. And someone always wins those wildcard series. So you always have two teams that just beat another decent team in a best of 3, and they've got their feet wet, and then they're going up against a team that didn't get to play for a few days, doesn't have the rhythm. So you always have the wild card teams that then look dangerous in early October. Then you have the wild card teams who go home after 2 or 3 days, like last year.
Yep.
Padres hadn't been in that position before. Every time they had gotten the wild card, they had won the series until last year. We had to feel how it, life on the other side felt last October.
I'm still curious about Darvish in that wild card series, and him needing surgery shortly after that. And how much did they know that he wasn't 100% and what was going on there? Because
it's been a bit tumultuous. But here's what it boils down to. Bottom line is, if I'm a player in that locker room, I have to say to myself, we've got 66 games, right? And we just had a little mini vacation. If we don't get it done, it's not on AJ. It's not on Craig. It's not on Souza. We have to do it. We have to do it. It's in your hands. Here's one of the easiest schedules. Here's what you're capable of. These are our abilities. We need to get it together, and we need to have a really good 66 game stretch. The hard part's over. You got the triple digits out of the way. Right. Hard part's over. You got 66 games to prove who you are. And in fact, you've got how many games till the deadline? That's really
16.
Right. You got 16 games till the deadline. What can we do for 16 games to get this fan base back on our side, to get ownership to be committed, all of that, and go for it
and go 10-6.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 8-8.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julian Del Gaudio from Fox 5. Thank you for coming in today as our All-Star.
Thank you, guys. You're
really
the best.
Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Woods and I and Kyle will stick around for another hour. We've got more first half highlights.
I was going to go with Julian.
Oh, you were leaving
too?
I'm
going to go with USD.
We'll talk more about the Padres ownership news that may have dropped yesterday as well here on 97.3 The Fan.
Nobody knows.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Bill House Studios, We Know How. A lot of chat discussion about what the Padres need to do coming out of the All-Star break and this road trip to Kansas City, Atlanta, and Miami. And I got curious, Wood, so I went back. Remember, 2 years ago, Padres were 50-50, 1 day out of the All-Star break. So 48-48 now. They were 50-50. What got them there for the first part? Because I try to remember, like, what was going on in that first 100 games in 2024? Dylan Cease was kind of struggling. Even Michael King had some off days. Yu Darvish had a couple of bad starts. The bullpen blew some games. They had some winning streaks, and then they go on a losing streak. And they just kept spinning their wheels.
It was a roller
first half
coaster, right?
Of that season. Yeah.
Don't call it a roller coaster.
Don't call it a roller coaster, but it was. They were just, they'd win 6, then they lost 5. And they just kept spinning their wheels. And then all of a sudden, they lost the first game out of the All-Star break. Got bodied, if I remember. It was 7-0 at the Cleveland Guardians. 50-50. I don't think hopes were very high at that moment. And then all of a sudden, win 7 in a row. Then they split the next 4. Then they won 7 in a row again. And then they won 3 in a row. And they all of a sudden they're looking up and they're 69-53. 16 games above 500. Went on to their second best finish in franchise history at 93-69. From right here at 500 at the All-Star break to turn it on. Now,
well, if you told me that we'd go into the second half with Dylan Cease, Michael King, Joe Musgrove, Randy Vasquez, Yu Darvish, and Matt Waldron, I'd feel a little bit better than I do today. And then the pieces that they added in 24 was who?
At the deadline?
Deadline.
That was, who did they add at the deadline? See if
they,
I can
they
remember.
All run together for
they
me.
do.
They
which
literally
David Peralta, I think, was their big, wasn't he, at the acquisition at the deadline?
No.
Was it? Thought he was.
I just remember monster seasons from.
Yeah, they got bullpen help, Jason Adam and Tanner Scott.
Yeah, Tanner Scott,
they got
huge.
bullpen help for sure.
That's really big. That's big. You look up and down the stat line.
They'd already traded for Luis Arraez, right, earlier in the season. That was back in May, so he was kind of an addition, but didn't pay off more until the end of that season.
Yep. I mean, you look at big years from Merrill. Profar was a real big cog in that wheel.
But a lot. I mean, Profar was good from the beginning and kind of cooled off at the end. Yeah. But a lot of those guys had big seasons because
the second half.
They had big second halves.
Yep.
They had big in when the Padres, started to rack up wins in August, late July and August. Those guys were all hot, and they ended up with good numbers because of that. They weren't all red hot in the first half of the season because, they went 50-50 over the first 100 games.
Man, we don't know how good we had it back then, man. Looking at these OPS pluses from that season, Benny, holy smokes, man. Arraez 108, Toddy 130, Merrill 127, Profar 134, Machado 120, Hassan Kim almost to 100, Bogarts at 92, Cronenworth at 99. That was the year. That's crazy.
So that's why I'm always I've got that seed in my mind. Like, you can't totally discount a team at 500 at the All-Star break because the second half of the season is just as important as the first half.
But you're asking, an aged Walker Buehler, JP Sears, Giolito coming back healthy and effective, Randy Vasquez figuring it out. It's so many ifs, I think, and it's going to boil down to, can the starting pitchers keep you in a ball game for 5-6 innings so you can turn it over to the pen? And then will the pen be used adequately enough and managed in a way that they can sustain these last 66 games to help get you to the playoffs?
So Manny had some comments on the last homestand before a game, asked about the new ownership and what's going on. And he goes, yeah, what is going on with that?
Right.
And he said, and I don't think he was making excuses. Some people said, Manny's making excuses.
No, he just said it's been weird.
He said it's been a weird season. Everybody feels like kind of waiting for the new owners to come in. And I don't know why I got pushed into my Instagram feed yesterday. Some wild fan screaming at me, a woman about her conspiracy theory as to why Major League Baseball hasn't approved Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones. Had something to do with the investment in Fanatics. I have no idea what's going on. You can make up whatever you want, but ultimately, and Kevin Acee heard from Rob Manfred yesterday at the All-Star Game, and Manfred said it's going to get done. These things take their sweet time.
I thought it was going to take years, to be honest. When they went up for sale,
and that was part of it. Was they probably shouldn't have announced it as soon as they did. Most of the time, they're further along in the process, but it was starting to leak out. So, it was reported, of course, by, was it Forbes or Sportsman, whoever got it first. And when we had with the reporter on when it happened, it kind of forced the Padres into an announcement. It's out there. It's not untrue. You didn't want to feel like, okay, 5 months later, then they announce what everybody has known. So they made the announcement, but there was still a lot of the process remaining, which is why it has taken so long for the owners to get to the point where they can make that vote. And, AC said that may now happen in August, but Rob Manfred pretty much put up any of the talk that there's any problems or anything. He said, no, it's going to get done yesterday. The Padres will have new ownership, but it won't come until after the trade deadline.
Okay.
They won't be in before August 3rd, it looks like. So there's only limited amount of say that they can have before that is officially approved. One of the things they've needed to do is, they're only going to own about 45% of the team. That's enough to control it, but they need the other 55% all accounted for. Some of it will be holdovers. Some of the Seidlers, will keep their investment. Alfred Harpelou from Mexico, I think, is keeping his, but they need the rest, whatever the percentage is, the other 15 to 25% accounted for. And that means you need people with a lot of money who want to be minority owners in a baseball team. Not everybody wants to. You don't get to decide really anything. Maybe you get to go to a board meeting and have a say, or you get to sit in the owner's box a couple of times of the year. But it's basically like you're investing in a stock, in a company. Like I own 2% of this company's stock. Yeah, I'm important, but I'm not on the board. I'm not a chairman. I don't get to make the decision. So they're finding people like, we've heard all kinds of reports. Drew Brees, Viore, other people who are trying to be minority investors.
The Buss family.
That was the new one that I hadn't seen, and you sent me yesterday.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Joey Buss, he was the former Lakers alternate governor, and Jesse Buss, former Lakers assistant GM, apparently exploring minority investments under their new company, Buss Sports Capital. They've been
they got basically bought out
by Mark
the Lakers.
Walters. Yep.
Their sister kind of did them dirty, if you want to say, and just kind of sold the team out from under them and said, you guys are out. But that came with, I assume, a gigantic payout.
Yeah, 100%.
So they have this money now to invest. They want to stay in sports. They're not always teams that are up for sale. The Padres, at least some of their ownership is up for sale. Makes some sense that they might be interested in staying in sports in Southern California.
Get some of that Lakers. Now maybe, just maybe, they're so anti-LA since being forced out that we don't get that Lakers stink.
Yeah, I mean, it's money's the money.
Money is the money.
You're just looking for people that have the money and want to be in sports.
Yeah.
Those two were not portrayed well in the Winning Time series, if you'll remember.
They weren't?
Yeah, they were.
Weren't they young?
They were young at the time in the show, but they were kind of
remember it.
The dilettantes who were kind of in and out. And
yeah.
I have no idea what the reality was. Not much of that show was real. But
I read an article yesterday with one of them, a little Q&A that he did, and he seemed pretty level-headed about the whole thing.
That's good.
And they kind of saw the writing on the wall. They'd been kind of forced out from making some decisions with the Lakers. And they were involved in personnel decisions and draft decisions and things like that.
It's a very family-run operation.
Very much
They
so.
needed all of them to be involved.
So I sent you the article, in as I do, my immediate reaction is panic. And then I started reading more about it. I go, all right, well, we'll see. We'll see. We're talking about the kids of Jerry Buss and that were really excommunicated from the Lakers and surmising their interest in being part of the Padres ownership group. But I think it will, ultimately, as you said, the control will be Feliciano and Jones. And I'm as curious as the next person to figure out how that's going to go, what that's going to look like.
Rod says, Ben, will you come back to being a Laker fan if the Buss family joins the Padres? No, because the Buss family doesn't own the Lakers. The Dodgers own the Lakers.
Yeah, Mark Walters.
That's like my big reason that I don't want to be a Lakers fan anymore. I had no problem with the Buss family, but I don't want to cheer for the Dodgers. Lakers do well, that's good for the Dodgers now.
Right.
Vice versa. Dodgers do well, it's good for the Lakers. So
Indeed.
you throw your hat in the ring with the Lakers, you're kind of throwing your hat in the ring with the LA Dodgers now. And that's the way I see it. So that's why I can no longer continue to cheer for the Lakers as I did for most of my life.
Yeah, sorry we don't want to support the Antichrist here. You know what I'm saying? So it's no, but I again, after reading more, they seemed like level-headed dudes that were really interested in moving.
And I don't think it really matters. They could be kind of off the wall. Maybe that's a headache for some of the other owners, but I don't think it affects fans whatsoever.
Yeah, I hope
minority owners don't really have much of a say. Sometimes they get asked for a cash call, like, "Hey, we need another, million from you guys to cover payroll for the end of the season." As long as minority owners are willing to come up with, payroll supplements necessary to keep the team going, that to me is the only role that a minority owner plays in baseball.
Well, and again, like as long as you have money and want to bring a world championship to the San Diego Padres, I'm in. Like that's pretty much it.
All right, we'll take a little time out here. When we come back, we still have our World Cup report. Big game, huge one again coming up at noon today. We'll preview, look ahead, and we're going to have another first half highlight from Ben and Woods. This time, Woods, you're the one kind of in the spotlight as you had an incident with one of your Little Leaguers earlier this year.
Yes. One of the funnier moments I've seen on the Little League field.
All right, we'll get to all of that coming up with more Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
All right, so easy to get to. You hop on the freeway, the 5 from downtown. You drive 7 minutes, probably like 6.5, because the 7 mile that accounts for the last 30 seconds when you get off the freeway. And within 7 minutes, you're pulling into the parking lot into 7 Mile Casino. You're walking right in and sitting down at one of their great card tables: California style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Baccarat, or Pai Gow.
That's exactly right, Benny. And you will be greeted with some friendly dealers, a nice ambiance there, certainly bright, airy. You don't feel like you're in a dingy card room because you're not at 7 Mile Casino. And again, the proximity is always the real selling point. Just 7 minutes from Petco Park.
I love the size. It's not huge, but it's also not.
Where is Paulie when you need him?
It's not small. It just feels like it feels like right sized for a card room, and it's got windows and views, great patio, and obviously the 24/7 food options, including the players menu with the great Kung Pao chicken, best in San Diego. If you haven't tried it yet, I do recommend it wholeheartedly. Please, if you haven't been there yet, check it out today, maybe this weekend, whenever. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Before we do anything else or get to our World Cup report, I do want to invite Tier 1s, if you're interested, especially if you are in the North County. If you'd like to join yours truly today, we're doing our monthly 10 News Community Huddle, where we get together with myself and Kimberly Hunt and some of the reporters just to meet with people in the community, audience members. And we are going to be up in Oceanside at the Surf Club on Mission in Oceanside starting at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Interacting with
Can't
viewers.
wait to see you.
Would you like to come too?
I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, it's not an official 97.3 The Fan event, but me is me either way.
That's true.
It's the same me,
Ben of Ben and
whether
Woods.
I'm representing 10 News or 97.3, and love to have you. And I think my employers at KGTV ABC 10 would love to see a good turnout.
People are asking in the chat if Ava will be there.
I don't know if Ava's coming. She probably will, actually, because her geo beat, as we call it, is Oceanside and Carlsbad. So almost certainly I would think Ava is going to be there. So if you'd like to meet Ava in a very respectful, non-uncomfortable way, please come by.
Yeah, remember, it's Dry July.
Dry July.
No drinking.
No men.
No men. Dry July.
I have this exact same rule for Dry July. I'm
be courteous,
I'm doing the Dry
and
July
polite,
as well.
Come meet me and Ava Kirshner today.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I think she is coming at the Surf
How
Club.
disappointed are you if you're
Oceanside.
listening and
It's
you
just
go
me.
all the way up to the Surf Club to meet Ava and it's just him? And
Dang
it is ABC 10 News polo.
That's why I'm wearing it today.
Do you have to shake hands? Is this like you have to? Are you on like a panel or something?
No, it's just hanging out basically, usually at a cafe or something. People can come up, ask questions, and I think we have, tchotchkes of sorts to give away.
Keychains and whatnot.
Keychains and what.
Okay.
Hand sanitizer. It's always a popular item.
Man, I am sold. You have sold me.
I think it's, last time I did it, last month we went to La Mesa curbside and had a good turnout there. It was during the street fair, so there was a lot of activity. But, people like to know, who's doing their news coverage in town. And this is a chance for you to meet and ask questions and bring up concerns, story ideas, potentially. If you've got something to pass along, want to do so in person, you can do that for all of us there tonight.
Imagine my reaction if Adam asked me to do this.
A community huddle with Stephen Woods.
Correct. Just imagine. Just tell him my community huddle days are over, my friend. They are over. I love the community, but I don't feel like huddling with them on a Wednesday night. I really don't. It's a good night for it, though.
That's what we thought, too.
You're not missing much on TV.
ESPYs, no sports. Yeah, it was kind of.
I would not watch the ESPYs. Are you going to watch the ESPYs?
No. I doubt it.
You will. You can't stay away. I want you to take the night off from sports.
Away.
Take the night. Are you sure?
I think this is the night I take off of sports. Yeah.
Just totally.
Yeah, pretty sure that there's not much going on tonight.
All right.
Tomorrow's about the same as well, I think.
Tomorrow should be a fun show. Well, we'll have the soccer match.
We got Darren coming in. We'll have
always good.
Have a World Cup game to break down, and it is time right now for Kyle's tidbit as we get to our look.
I love that we've thrown this whole report on him. Like, all right, Kyle, take it away.
At the World Cup, it is brought to you by Kara's SoCal. Catch the final on July 19th at the First Down Sports Bar or join their massive ticketed event at the Event Center. Don't just watch history, be part of it in Funner, California. And we know one team that's going to be in Funner or on the screens in Funner will be Spain after their 2-0 win over France yesterday. Kyle, what's your tidbit for today?
I know that game yesterday, I was sad. But
you were rooting for
France.
For France.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw this note yesterday. Spain actually beat France twice before they played yesterday. So they probably just have their number.
Right. They beat them in the Euro final. And I think I watched that one. It was like 5-4 was a great match. And the Nations League as well. So I don't know why we didn't see it coming.
Spain had given up one goal in the tournament.
Crazy.
It's just insane. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know how heavy a favorite France was, but everybody that watched their last match thought,
I think everyone gets enamored with the goal scoring. France had made so many goals look so easy in the tournament. Spain hadn't scored that many, but you know what? They also didn't give up almost any at all. And
now
that carried the day yesterday.
Here's a tidbit, KG the Elephant. I don't think it's true, but it would be great if it was. Winner of today's match gets the Falklands. Now, you want to get eyeballs on it. That would be an elite way to do so.
Totally. Well, let's preview that. So England and Argentina today, they haven't squared off in 21 years. They played 14 times. England's record is 6 wins and 3 losses against Argentina. So they have a good chance.
And they hate each other.
They hate each other. Yeah, so they went to war against each other. Hundreds of people died over islands that have more sheep than people off the coast of Argentina. But Britain didn't want to lose control of them for whatever reason. Argentina wanted them. They went to war over it in the 80s. It was bad, and they've really, really hated each other ever since. So, this is where it all plays out on the international sports stage today in Atlanta, where they will play the second semifinal. It starts at noon, our time.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for this.
I'll probably be asleep.
I'm going to try to get home and nap early and then be up and ready for the game.
You'll be cheering for England.
Yeah, I'm rooting for
Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham. Yep. Messi is on the other side, though.
Yeah.
Trying to win a second straight World Cup, another Golden Boot award.
Yep.
38 years old now, which is pretty incredible. Everyone thought last World Cup sailed off into the sunset with a win. Nope. He's back.
To back, maybe.
He's maybe just as good as he ever was.
Dynamite tidbits, Kyle.
Thank you.
Knocked out of the park.
We'll have a lot more with Darren Smith tomorrow when he's going to join us starting at 7:00 tomorrow.
Yep.
Outstanding. And then we have a roundtable tomorrow as well. Epic Wings, Epic Padres roundtable from 9 to 10, reviewing the first half of the season and looking ahead to the second half. I know it's radio cliche, but get ready to maybe give some grades.
No,
pick a first half MVP.
You're going to grade it?
Yeah.
D across the board.
D across the board. Bullpen gets better than a D,
B
right?
For the bull. I'll do it right now.
B for the bullpen.
B for the bullpen.
Why B? Why not A?
I don't know. That's what came to mind. B.
Yeah,
B plus.
They've been taxed.
B plus.
B plus, yeah.
Being taxed should give them even a better grade.
They're not perfect by any stretch. Everything else is a D or an F.
Which bullpen in baseball would be better? You're not grading on a curve, obviously. Because if you're not giving the Padres an A, I don't know that there's anyone
I'll give
else
them an A
that gets an A.
if it makes you. These are my grades. They're subjective.
Fine.
They're not scientific.
But they should also be based in some sort of rational explanation.
B plus. B plus. I mean, you were an A student. I was a C student. B plus for me is like an A.
I mean, Is it okay for a professor to give no A's in a class?
No, it's not okay, in my opinion.
That's what I think too.
Somebody's got to get an A.
You're the professor who's giving no A's to bullpens.
But this isn't a class. This is a radio show. I'm trying to be angry. But I really do. I mean, I would say B plus. There's been horrific performances out of there.
Is something though, because you may have a professor who one year had like really smart students and like gave 10 A's. And the next
if
year,
you have a bunch of morons,
you just have a really bad class. He goes, no one got better than a C in my class this year. That's the best that they could do.
But that's the best that they could offer, right? I do. I mean, they're a good, solid D team, D plus even in most aspects. I mean, if you look at the numbers, they're Fs. If you're last, it's an F. I think I'm being extremely generous.
Would you like, I off the top of your head, let me give you another team. Washington Nationals.
Oh, their bullpen? D.
No, just the whole team overall.
Ooh, best. They've scored the most runs in baseball.
Right.
That's their offense is an A.
But overall, the team. The pitching obviously has been problematic.
B minus, C plus.
In the Padres, you gave a D.
Yeah.
The Padres have a better record than the Nationals.
They play different.
Why would the Padres get a worse grade with a better record?
How much different is the record?
Half a game.
All right. So
yeah, I mean, Padres playing with a division with the Dodgers.
That's what I'm saying.
Really tough. Shouldn't that make them
curve? Yeah,
curve them
maybe that
up?
curves them
Shouldn't
up.
they have a better grade?
I'll give them a D plus.
Still lower than the Nationals, though.
I'm very disappointed
at 48 and 49.
I mean, what would you give them? Just curiously.
C. They're 500.
Middling.
They're
C is across the board.
Team, right?
Everything C.
Yeah, I mean not everything.
The offense is an F.
The offense has to be
the starting pitching is an F.
D minus. Starting pitching, I have to give them some credit earlier in the season. I think the starting pitching is like a C minus.
Good question here, Angelo. Payroll.
But bullpen, I would give an A.
If you're doing payrolls,
if that adds into
the
it,
Nationals are that's probably
they
why
have a lower payroll.
They got to get it. They get a higher grade because they're doing more,
doing it with
or
less.
they're doing the same with less.
So the Dodgers get like a D minus.
Yeah, it's weird how that works, right? Dodgers are
best record in baseball, but their payroll is so high.
Right, it's 40.
They've lost 36 games. It's
inexcusable.
Inexcusable. Heads should be rolling in Los Angeles, right? I can't believe Dave Roberts still has a job.
Crazy.
Andrew Friedman should be out on the street with that kind of payroll to lose 36 games in the first half.
What's
of the
their winning
season.
percentage?
629.
629, man.
It's pathetic.
It's
pathetic.
The fact that they don't win 7 out of 10 games is ridiculous. It really is.
With that kind of payroll, that kind of roster, and they're losing almost 4 out of every 10 games. It's embarrassing.
Well, but look at their injuries. Their injuries have mounted, as they always do.
Quote unquote. Injuries.
It'd be hard for me to give this team overall a C. And it's funny though, because again, you keep harping on what if we were in the American League, which we're not and never going to be. I keep harping on Padres' expected record is 10 games below 500 right now. Their expected record is 10 games below. Does Stammen get an A for that? You know what I mean?
What about the Phillies? Their expected record is, I believe, 3 games under 500.
And they're well above.
They're
right?
11 games above 500 right now. So are they get a B or do they get a D from Woods? B.
I have more faith in them because of the guys that they're running out. I'm also
47 and 50 is their expected record. Their actual record is 54 and 43.
It's hard to calculate the grade while taking the second half out of it, right? Like you instead of just taking what they've handed in. This is my homework. Don't worry about what I'm going to do on the final. Grade me as I am today. And I still look at it and I can't help but let it seep into my mind. Oh my God, the second game out, we're going to be throwing Randy Vasquez, followed by Walker Buehler, followed by JP Sears, followed by Matt Waldron or something. Like it's hard for me to go, oh yeah, see, they're going to be, and they look less than an average team. And I know their record says that they're actually outperforming what they should, which is tough.
Which again goes back to, do you give Craig Stammen high marks,
right, or
for
low,
getting more out of his team than they should have, or do you give him low marks because you thought this team would be better and they're not as good as you thought they would be?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go up and down the organization, I think it's good, solid D's all around.
We will get everybody's opinion tomorrow from 9 to 10. Commercial free, our Epic Wings, Epic Padres Roundtable. When we come back, though, a little more first half highlights from Ben and Woods. Woods with one of his classic stories from Little League coaching that you have really
unbelievable, man.
Really lean into in the first half of 2026.
My favorite.
It's become really the epicenter of your life.
It is
this year. And it's coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. kidding.
I told you, dude. About 9 every day. Every day lately. I'm starting to lose it. I start to get lightheaded. My vision goes. I'm not kidding. Something's wrong with me.
Woods looks at me and goes, "This
last break?
Do we have one more? What's going on?" It's 9:39. The show is over in 14 minutes.
You're right.
This is it, buddy.
I'm telling you, man.
And it's been the same for years.
I'll read you the text I sent my wife yesterday, right around this time. I texted her. God, we send a lot of texts. I said, I just broke out into flop sweats and my vision is blurry. And she said, I'm not feeling well either, dizzy and nauseous. And I'm like, it's been happening. And it happened at 9 o'clock on the dot this morning. I don't know what it is.
Cyclopsoriasis?
What is that? Oh, is that doo-doo?
Yeah.
The doo-doo
It's the
parasite?
first symptom.
It's very strange. I don't know what to do about it, but every day around this time, and driving home last week, there was one day my vision was blurred. I'm like, oh, this is it. Here it comes. This is hence why I introduced more fiber into my diet.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Trying anything at this point.
Yes, this is our final segment.
Okay.
Tomorrow we will be joined by Darren Smith. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking, it's better. Tomorrow is our final day with Kyle Ovenshire, who's done a great job filling in for Paulie
I was
this
going to
week.
ask you guys to grade me.
Oh, A across the board.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'll give you a B plus.
Wow.
I like there to be some room for improvement.
That's fair.
Well, unless it's talking about the Padres. So yeah, right. I think you've done a great job, man.
Thank you.
The drop improvement from day to day
dude.
has been outstanding.
It's like he went into the lab and worked on his launch angle and his bat speed, and he came back and just firing. He did so well.
Really nice job. One of your last things to do today is going to be to hit play on our next first half highlight from Ben and Woods. We take you back to your Little League season coaching. I forget if this is your T-ball team or your
No, this was my
minor B
team.
Minor B
Kid pitch,
team.
yeah.
And
one of my favorite kids on the planet.
Very difficult dilemma for I think any Little League coach.
Yep. I'm telling you, the youth sports scene right now is the funniest thing in my entire planet, right? What I have to do at the doctor's office is pretty funny, and I'll probably have to go back again this week. But the youth sports coaching that I'm doing is you see and hear things that you never thought would happen. Check this one out from the weekend. We just finished last night at 6:30, by the way, on a Sunday. Just finished our 7th game in 9 days for Just Bo's team. Taylor's had games sprinkled in. But 7th game in 9 days, you got to manage pitch counts, catcher counts, all of it. We got through it, that stretch, 4-3. I'm very proud. We had a huge walk-off on Saturday, one of the most satisfying games I've ever been a part of at any level. It was so beautiful and incredible, and I'm seeing so much cool stuff. But I had to share this story. I love this kid. I'm not going to say his name because he's 8, but I love this kid. He's our neighbor. He's playing third base. And I look out and he keeps jimmying with his pant leg. And I go, what is he doing? He's obviously distracted. He's not focused. He's playing third base. These guys can mash. I just said his name. I told him I was going to tell the story. Luca, be ready. I am ready. I go, what are you doing with your pants? And I look, and there's this big bulge off on his quad.
I don't think you're supposed to be looking at that.
And I go, what? I go, what is? I go, oh, it's his cup.
It's dislodged.
His cup has slithered down to mid thigh. So he's trying to jimmy it back up to cover the needed area.
Yes.
And he can't get it. And he's pulling and pulling and scraping and pulling and pulling. I'm like, dude, get it. Get. I'm like, oh, God. Because you're playing, you need to have that cup in place when you're playing third base. Against this team we were playing, no joke. I'm not trying to ruin this kid's life. I'm like, fix it, dude. Fix it. He's like, I can't.
Can't you call timeout or something?
So I didn't know what to do. So mercifully, we get out of the inning. And he waddles over because he can barely walk because this thing is down his leg. And I go, dude, what happened? Did you forget your jock strap? He goes, what's a jock strap? And I go, are you wearing sliding shorts? He goes, no. I think he just put it like in his underwear.
Just
And so
loose.
then it just loose cannabis all around, right? So I'm going, oh my God. So he goes into the like bullpen area. He goes, Coach, can you help me? And I go, I don't think so. I don't think I'm legally allowed.
One of your parents
I
here.
don't know.
Mom and dad there.
Mom and dad were not there.
Oh.
Mom and dad were not there. So I go, legally, I don't think I'm allowed to go into the bullpen with an 8-year-old to shove my hand down his pants. I'm sorry. You're going to have to figure this one out on your own.
Coach, can you help me? No.
And I go,
I can't.
I go, what? I go, he goes, what should I do? I go, unbuckle the belt, unpop, zip down, pull the pants down a little bit. If you have underwear on, you're good. And then let's maneuver it back. Also, go to Dick's and get a jock strap ASAP so that it holds it in place. And dude, I'm sitting. He goes, Coach, I really need your help. I go, I do not want to be arrested. Please, if somebody walked by and there's me holding his pants open, trying to dig in his pants for a cup, that's it, dude. That's the last you got.
The cup.
It's the cup.
It's the cup.
You take me out in cuffs, and now I have a record, and I'm on some registry, and I'm like.
And I'll go ahead and say it for good reason.
For good reason.
For good reason.
100%. If I walked around the corner and there was some coach with his hand down Taylor's pants trying to get his cup on, I'd be like, it would beat him to death. I would beat him to death with a baseball, but with a $500 baseball bat that looks like a pencil. I would beat him to death. How'd that guy die? Oh, I beat him to death with my son's pencil bat because he had his hand down my son's pants trying to fix his cup, allegedly, but I wasn't waiting to hear his explanation.
Man.
I'm telling you, you see stuff every day that you never imagined you'd see. And I'm telling you, the amount of texts every night on the team thread, so-and-so left their hat. Did anyone grab it? So-and-so left their bat. Did anyone grab it? So-and-so left their glove. Did anyone grab it? It is the funniest stuff you've ever seen in your whole life. And I love it so much. So it was great. It was great. We had such a good weekend. Busy. I mean, busy as can be at the fields, nonstop, but it was great. It was great. I'm really proud of the boys. They played their asses off, man. And then you're starting to see like kids that had scuffled making real good contact and really being confident. And that's what it's all about, man. The wins and losses are whatever they are, but it's the lessons, dude. When we had a walk-off on Saturday and somebody got video, it's on my Instagram. It was one of the best nights ever. To watch these kids jump on each other and celebrate with each other, I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
You sent me that video.
Isn't that cool?
And I thought that this would have been the night you would have missed the game because you were going to be in Mexico.
That's right, dude.
To go. And
that's right.
And I thought, it's a bummer that Woods didn't get to go. But then I thought, man,
how traded it, man.
How disappointed would you have been if you had missed that experience and that game? To go to a Padres game. You just can't do everything in life. You got to make some choices, and I think you made the right one.
The funniest thing ever, too, was so before that inning, we're down 3-1. I rally my team, and I bring them in, and I go, hey, listen, this is not a little league thing. This is every level at baseball you are going to play, this is a rule. It's hard and it's fast. This is a hard and fast rule, no exceptions. When you're down in the 9th inning, and the other team's closer is in, you do not swing until you get a strike, period. We need you on base. Let the umpire, and I'm very clear, make sure the umpire calls a strike before you swing. Once he does, you're free to go. We'll let it rip. Don't swing until he throws you a strike. You guys get it? Yes, coach. All right. First batter comes up, first pitch swings. And I'm like, yeah! Ah! Next batter comes up. I give him the take 3-0. He swings. And my hair's falling out at this point. Then my son strides to the plate with runners on first and second, one out. Gets it to 3-0. I give him the take sign. He looks at me, cocks his head, shakes his head no.
Oh,
backs
he shook you off.
Backs out of the box, takes a deep breath, gets back in the box, and hits an absolute laser 3-0 into the gap to load the bases. Next guy hits triple, we win. After the game, I grabbed him. I go, I know you saw that sign because you shook your head no. I go, you don't blow off my signs.
Well, I mean,
and then I was like, but I'm glad you came through.
If pitchers can shake off their catcher, then why can't batters shake
off their manager? You cannot. Now, again,
can you imagine if Tim Flannery's coaching third and the batter just
no, I'm not doing it. I said, no. Coincidentally,
send me another sign that I like better.
Coincidentally, I finished that game. I go over to Coach Taylor's game. Who's walking down the aisle with his dog? Tim Flannery. Came to watch his grandson Jesse play my son Taylor's team. And I told Flan, he started laughing. He goes, Woody, that stuff happened all the time. And I go, Flan, what am I supposed to do? And he goes, hey, at the end of the day, he came through, didn't he? And I go, yeah, he did. And it was really impressive. And he goes, well, you just live and learn. It was so good. It was so good, man.
Buster Posey, we're not taking.
Sorry. Coach, I don't want to do what you want me to do. I'm sorry. It was so legendary. And he just looked at me. He gave me the head tilt. Are you sure? No, I'm not going to do it. And then just does his own thing. It's amazing. An amazing, amazing weekend. So it was great. It was so much fun.
Legendary.
It's so funny that
awesome.
that this happened too, because Adam brought a letter in to the studio and he goes, hey, this may be good content. He didn't open it. And I go, oh boy, is it somebody being mean? And no, it's a letter. I want to read real quick before we get out of here. Hi guys, my partner and I listen to your show every morning in the car on our short drive to work between 9:30 and 10. When my grandson was in Little League, I went to all his games. They would rotate the batters as best they could, but often there were more kids than there was time, so some remained on the bench. I always felt bad for the ones stuck on the bench. They were still excited to be a part of the game and cheered loudly for their team. Their enthusiasm is what inspired me to write the attached poem. Very short.
Poetry.
It's called My Lucky Socks. My lucky socks are red, white, and blue, just like the flag with stars and stripes, too. I wore them last week to play ball, and we won. My friend hit the first pitch and scored a home run. Each time our pitcher would strike someone out, our fans in the stands would jump up and shout. We were ahead from the very first inning, and there was no doubt why we were winning. My lucky socks get the credit for that, even though I never got up to bat. Isn't that sweet?
That's nice.
I was like, that's
awesome.
so good. That's like a really good poem. Like, very, very
good timing because they're probably listening right now.
And that is from
9:30 to 10.
Betty and Bud.
Thanks, Betty and Bud.
Thank you, guys. That was really
last
sweet.
Minute or two. See, now, Paulie would have reminded me long ago. I still haven't given away the Alice Cooper tickets today. So
just want to hold them for
Kyle,
tomorrow?
Kyle gets a last-minute giveaway. You can take the second caller to keep it quick, 833-288-0973. Second caller is going to win 2 tickets to see Alice Cooper at the Calco's Credit Union Amphitheater on November 17th. You can get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com, but win them now from Kyle, 833-288-0973. And what do you have the rest of the day today?
I'm going to go plan for practice tonight. That's what I'm doing.
Very quiet. I've got the community huddle again tonight at the Surf Club on Mission, right by the beach there in Oceanside at 5 o'clock with some of my Channel 10 KGTV News colleagues. So if you're in North County, want to stop by and say hello, would love to see you tonight. And then probably nice relaxing evening after that, hopefully, with not a lot going on. Even the All-Stars get the next couple of days off.
Well deserved.
Even Cody Bellinger, your All-Star MVP.
That's right. That's right. I thought it was really sweet with his kids. He was the first All-Star game he's played with his kids there. I thought that was really cool.
That was pretty nice. She was playing in the dirt.
Playing in the dirt. I loved it.
Like
and there was glasses like laying on the ground
or something
so
there.
Funny, dude.
I thought everyone looked good in the red carpet. Mason Miller and his wife looked really sharp walking into the game yesterday, but it's good that they get some time off now before they have to rejoin the Padres for the second half of the season.
Have to rejoin the Padres.
I know. So Mason, he said he's going to visit his mom in Pittsburgh since he was already in Philadelphia. Then presumably he will join the Padres in Kansas City on Thursday for the game on Friday.
As much as they've made me furious this year, I'm so looking forward to it.
I also saw the story. I didn't realize this made perfect sense. Mason flew with all the Toronto Blue Jays to Philadelphia because he was the only Padre going, but the whole coaching staff and a bunch of players were going from Toronto straight from San Diego. So he got on their plane to Philly and got to spend some time with a bunch of Blue Jays, and they all seem to enjoy getting to know Mason Miller. Everyone that meets Mason Miller loves Mason Miller.
John Schneider with a chance to tamper.
That's
perhaps on the plane.
That's true.
I know I would.
Absolutely,
I would.
Not a free agent for a while, so you can't do much about it.
Still.
All right, that's it for us. Kyle's taking our winning phone call, so thank you to Kyle. Thank you to Woodsy. I'm Ben. Brandon and Frank are coming up next. Have a great rest of your Wednesday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.